Hello, guys, and welcome to the Wild Rift India Circuit Conquerors League. We have a very exciting semifinals for you today between AOT versus Anti RR. We are gonna get this match started in just a few minutes, but we'll have this little pre-segment show that we're gonna talk about the whole journey because 5 weeks of intense league action has definitely made things a lot more fun. But before I do that, let me introduce my co-caster for the evening, the one, the only Dr. Stark. Stark, what's up, buddy? Are you excited for today's
Yep,
match?
yep, definitely. It's the AOT and the anti-RR, right? Both these teams have their own, very, very good kind of gameplay, and both of them play very differently compared to each other. And it's like we're going to see whether anti-RR gets the, revenge on AOT for defeating them in the standings. And now it's going to be very fun to see. And the anti-RR got the new barrel laner as well now, so it's Shinex as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And before we get started, as you guys can see, right? Let's talk a bit more about how these two teams got there, right? Because it was 5 weeks of intense action where every team played 7 games, and you can see in the standings in front of you right now, as you're going to see on the screen, right? AOT came on top stock. They were undefeated, 7-0. It was a very closely contested fight between Ban and the Hawk. And Antiara, while they got off on a great foot, they still had a couple of losses in their full journey, but they finished a very strong third. I would say, completely not arguably, like they definitely deserve the third place spot. And the thing is, guys, whoever is first, right, gets to choose if they want to play third or fourth in the semifinals, right? So AOT actually ended up choosing anti RR, which meant that Band of the Hawks now ends up playing TGT Esports for the second semifinal slot. But you can see the victory, right? Stark like 7-0 plus 12 score, and Antiara with 5-2. They only lost to Hawk and AOT, the team above them. And a lot of teams almost tried to make it, Stark, but they couldn't. Like, what are your thoughts on the whole league and how the Conquerors League turned out here?
I mean, it was a very close fought match between the top. The top two teams. We were always sure who's going to come, but the rest of the spots were good. I mean, CDC also tried well, but TGT just coming, at the end a little bit better than them and coming to the fourth spot. And TRR been clean throughout the entire series. Not losing to anyone else, like you said. So and TRR is definitely a contender as well for the Conquerors League. And we had today's semi-finals as well in contenders also. And Universe 11 beat Bichu Gang. Sorry, they beat me and the boys 3 and
Yeah.
1.
Yep.
So them good. Both these, in Conquerors League, it's going to be very exciting to see this match tomorrow. And of the Hawks, TGT is definitely going to be very very exciting as well. And we're going to see soon who's going to be the winner of this entire league. It's
No,
very exciting.
absolutely, right? Like, the standings is a very nice. Like, I love the win loss, right? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, right? Like, it's very evident. And the funniest thing is, like, if you are in a particular rank, you've always lost to the team above you, and you've always won with the teams below you, right? So, like, for example, Anti have beaten AOT and have lost to AOT Maradog, but they've beaten everyone below them, right? So, it's a very linear table. I love such standings. This unequivocally tells you in the league stage at least that these teams came out on top. But obviously, right, league stages and playoffs are different, right, Stark? Because you get 1 week to prepare against that very specific team, and you improve over time, right? Certain teams in this tournament have definitely improved. Like, do you feel? I personally think TGT Esports as a tournament progress have improved, have found their footing. They know what works for them, and I will even say for Anti-Ara, right, with the new change on the roster, which we'll talk about later, there's definitely like the standings right now. They don't mean that this is objectively the best list currently, right? This is what it was until last week, and you can definitely see that now things would possibly change.
Exactly. So let's see what happens. I think anti-RR today match is definitely going against the top white. Sees they're undefeated. They're 7-0. They won all their matches, and they are definitely the juggernauts. They are the titans which they seem to be beating in their name. But let's see whether anti-RR lives up to AOT's name
Well, I
and
feel
defeats
like,
them.
yeah, I feel last time these teams played, right, it was not as easy for AOT. It was very annoyingly boring games and slow games, but AOT were definitely on top. This time, I think Antier will be a little bit more aggressive, and we can let's take a look at the schedule, right? So I think that's more important for us as well, guys. Remember, there are two semifinals. One is being played right now between AOT and Anti RR, and tomorrow at 8 p.m. you're gonna see Band of the Hawk, the number 2 seed of the Conquerors League, play up against TGT Esports, the number 4 seed of the Conqueror League, right? So make sure you guys are tuned into LevelUp's channel. Make sure you thank our sponsors, NotiKINGz, Esports Hub, and TGT Esports for making this Wild Rift India circuit a reality. A huge, huge thanks to our sponsor doing that. And make sure that you guys are bookmarked for these timings, guys. This weekend is all insane Conquerors League, Contenders League semifinal action. So make sure you don't forget it. And let's just look at team profiles right now, Stark. Let's start with AOT first. Let's take a look at this team and how amazing they've played throughout the circuit. What can you tell me a bit more about AOT's playstyle and how well they've played in the entire circuit?
So basically, AOT has been always, a skirmish-heavy team, playing different meta than the rest of the scene, Conquerors League, and especially it's very, very noticeable when they're playing against anti-RR, because anti-RR have typically what you call a very team fight-oriented comp, where they, sit with each other, they run with each other, and take their fights, in trying to get the numbers advantage. But AOT have been, very risky players. They go in, 3v3, 2v3s, and they take as many fights as they can, and the Baron lane also rotates a lot compared to the other team. So
Yeah.
it's going to be very good to see the difference of the game styles coming out in these two teams, because both have the most different, like in the entire Conquerors League, like they have both teams are, they some teams play skirmish, some teams play a team fight, and usually they have a balance between both. But AOT typically goes towards the entire skirmish heavy, and Antiara have the most team fight oriented team
Absolutely.
in the league. So it's opposite on each ends, and they're going to be
And
fighting together.
you can see it in the replay as well, right? Like AOT were forced to play Antiara's game the last time these two faced off, right? Because Antiara were like, you know what, guys, we are not skirmishing at all. We just want you to team fight. And AOT beat them at their own game. They out team fought. Some mispositionings, but the games were close. At least game one was close until it wasn't, right? And coming back to Anti-RR, right, as a composition, as a team, right? Anti-RR, let's talk a bit more about Anti-RR now, because Anti-RR have the exact style that you've spoken at. They are extremely good at team fighting. They know what champions they play. They will always play something of an engaged jungler. Kislev has shown to play assassins and mid laners, like, Ari in the mid lane, and a lot of other champions as well, right? And now with Shinex added to the roster, right? It'll be very interesting to see, because Daksh or Abhi, right? They were great Garen or Camille players, but now they have somebody in the roster, who has been playing a lot of Pantheon or the champions. So, it's very interesting to see how their playstyle, styles up against it. But let's just look at the player profiles right now of Anti-RR first up. And I'm going to go ahead and, just talk about who's their player to watch. Like, if I had to pick one, I'd end up probably picking like, it's hard to say, but I end up probably picking Kislev or Devesh. I think Devesh has been a great carry for their team, and Kislev and Seth. I think it's hard to say, pick one in this team. I think they're all really good. Like, I don't know if you had to pick someone, Stark. What are your thoughts on this roster that you're seeing in front of you, right? And
I
not
think
don't forget that now Shinex has also been added to this roster, right? So
Mhm.
the eighth player on their roster is also there.
I think definitely anti-RR is more of an amalgamation of five players than a single player individuality. But I
Mm-hmm.
think Saif has been extremely clean, the support, right? He's been very clean on his engages, and even with his enchanters, right? He's a god on enchanters. He plays Lux, which a lot of people have left playing. He plays a mean Nami, Lulu, and it's like he saves the team multiple times. Saif is definitely one to look out for me. And now that Shinex has come, I think we might be seeing more skirmish heavy in the barrel lane as well against 50's aggression usually.
All right, perfect. So that's basically anti-heroes comp, right? And I definitely feel like Seth, Devesh, Kislev, Kamil, Daksh, and now Shinex, right? Like they generally are all so good, right? It's like there's no chink in their armor, right? Anti-hero as a team is very complete. It's just that as a team, can they elevate to the levels to beat the best is what you have to see. And coming now to AOT's roster, those five people have not changed since this tournament started. Crowley, Swifty, Noxy, Kale, and Blizzard. And again, talking about this team, right? Like, we know Crowley is the ringmaster right here. We know Crowley will lead his team to victory in most of the cases, and they love to skirmish. They love to play aggressive. They are playing the style that SC teams generally play, where they don't just wait around for 4 minute dragon fights or 4 minute herald fights, right? They just look to go all in. And again, in this team, like, they're all so strong, right? So I couldn't find one person that I would say has any sort of weakness. It's just five really, really strong players.
I mean, exactly. Right. Each of these players have the ability to, stay in their lane separately, take their fights 1v1s to 1v2s. It's very easy to know that each of their person will win against the enemy laner. But in a team fight orientation, right, we might see some chinks coming out. Crowley obviously playing the carry style of junglers, the assassins, the bruisers, the fighters. Swifty, obviously, he will pick anything under the sun. He will play even Singed and make it win. So he's definitely one, you can rely on him to win his lane. And Kale, you leave him 1v2, you leave him 1v1, you just leave him to scale by the mid game. He's going to be doing the insane damage and coming out as the carry potential. And yeah, this team is too good. Blizzard obviously landing all his charms on those eyes in these games.
Absolutely. And there you have it,
Exactly.
guys. The teams are ready. We are ready. We have gone through the profiles. We are about to get started. The first game in this best of 5 series. Remember that because AOT were higher seed, they get side selections game 1, 3, and 5. For game 1, they have chosen blue side, and we are about to get started in the game right here as we head into draft. Stock, I'm excited for game 1. I feel AOT are gonna just come banging on the door of anti-RR. What do you feel?
Yes, exactly. We hope we get some games and where they come back, and I hope it's a long drawn fight. Let's have all 5 games silver scrapes. I'm hoping.
We hope to have that too, right? In front of you are the bands, as you can see right here: Galio, Corky, Grakis, Lee Sin, Pantheon getting. I think it's a very smart band because I'll be very honest, I've not seen Shinex play anything more than a Pantheon so far. So the fact that he's gonna now be playing something else is very, very, very interesting. And you can see first pick Lulu gets picked right here for AOT right here.
It's Lulu is just too broken right now because I feel Lulu and Nami are just too broken in the support role because they are able to counter everybody, and any assassin is just instantly neutralized by the Lulu, right? So I mean, I love the Lulu pick, first pick, and counter pick coming
Oh my
in.
god, Camille has changed his playstyle. Now longer. Is he gonna play the Wukongs, the Jarvan Force? He's opted for the Xin Zhao and Renekton in the early game. So they are definitely not playing around for the 4-minute fights. Right? These are champions that can skirmish in the jungle very, very well. And what do you think about that aggressive pick? On the other hand, it's actually AOT playing anti-RR's game with the Orianna and the J4. Very, very unexpected coming out right here from AOT, but again, I guess it makes sense, right? In that kind of composition against Xin Zhao, J4 Orianna is a good response, but definitely not that skirmish heavy in the early to mid game.
Exactly, they're looking to scale up. They're looking to fight. I think Kale is going for a late game. Yes, it comes in. It's the Vayne. So they have gone for a complete.
I'm seeing a Ari hover. I don't know if that's gonna be Swifty
No,
playing
no,
Ari,
Swifty's
but
a
note
troll.
that
Swifty's a
Shinex is
troll.
also hovering. Kisle is hovering the Fury. I think Shinex can play the Ari as well, right? Oh no, never mind. They picked Renekton for themselves. I'm waiting to see what the pickup is gonna be like. Wait, why is he hovering the Ari? I don't think he's gonna go for the Fiora into the Renekton. Beautiful, right? And he can do that because he has a jungle who's going the front line for him. Right? He doesn't have to go tanky anymore. He could have picked the Garen right here, but chose not to, right? And I think that's a great pickup because Fiora into the Renekton is a very, very good matchup for the Fiora, and that means that Fiora gets lane priority in the early game, right? And the mid lane response has to be very crucial, right? Kisle can go Akali here, can go Fizz, has opted to go for the Akali. I think that's a great pickup because in the late game, right, if a split happens, you can send the Akali to manage the Fiora, right? Because the Fiora can outtrade the Renekton in the split, but against a Fiora, against an Akali, it's not going to be that easy. So now that this composition developed, like late game, I'd still end up having to. It's hard for me to say who wins late game, but it does look like, with Vayne, Lulu, Orianna, right? You have to favor AOT.
Exactly. See, it's the true damage. It's the true damage skins coming. Actually, a lot of true damage coming in from it's AOT. It's just the Fiora and the Vayne are going to be melting the front line, irrespective of whether they build armor or not. So, I mean, I'm definitely favoring AOT. I mean, favoring AOT's com. But very good engage also, disengage also coming in from anti-RR. They have very good scaling potential with the Akali and Ezreal. So it's balanced comp from both sides. Both of them
I
are
definitely think like they have a lot of frontline as well. They have the Alistar, they have the Renekton out here. So if they are able to tank in the right ways, this could just be a victory for them. Remember, guys, you guys are watching the Wild Rift India circuit. This is the first semi-finals between two amazing teams in anti-RR and AOT right here. Let's wait and see what happens. And I can't wait for it as well because you know what? It's going to be a cracking series. And you can see already, standard starts coming out. A nice ward though, Stark, on the blue buff by Renekton.
Yeah, it's a little bit deep word so we can track. I don't know why everybody is here. Bot lane.
This is the new strat
Yeah,
V2 that started a Band of the Hawk where the mid laner's lane gets pushed out and
Yeah.
I don't know what it helps out with, but Vayne gets a free level 2, so good for her.
No, basically, it is the level 1 trade between Akali and Orianna. Orianna wins it hard, right? So helping the Akali to push out the wave gets her that pressure, and
Yeah, but she doesn't get level 2. So I don't know how that works because she shared the EXP, right?
yeah, true.
But regardless, guys, let us know in chat who do you think is going to win game 1. The poll is in front of you. You can see already. Seth pushes stacks out but ends up taking nearly. What just happened? ये तो बहुत ही गलत था गाय के लिए, right? वो आई और literally उसको मार दिया गया था. By the way, do I cast in Hindi? Let me know if chat is interested or not. I'm gonna give it a shot if it works out or not. But yeah, like the trade in the early game looking bad already for the Alistar.
Yep, I mean he didn't land. He doesn't have like level 3 Alistar isn't that very good, right? Because he doesn't have the complete essence of his combo, and Vayne in the early just with her W trades down so much true damage on him.
Yeah, and look at this already, right? Oriana, they might be picking J4 like champions who don't want to skirmish, but by lord, they want to skirmish. Seth has taken aback already, mind you. This is a fight for the Scuttle right here. Let's see who gets it. The Scuttle does end up going to Crowley, I think, but Blizzard could be in trouble. This could be first blood going for AOT right here. Akali is the one who gets first blood right here. Crowley has to run away. The skirmish for that Scuttle. Yes, they get the Scuttle, but what do they lose? They lose first blood onto that Oriana. Akali is reaping the benefits of that, so kudos to them. But mean on the other side, you can see they're being in trouble. Crowley gets one kill for himself, but Akali again, Kisle, you do not want this ninja to snowball. This ninja is snowballing. Another kill for us. Gets the red buff, and this is a great start coming out for Anti-Ara right here. AOT true to the self start. They are playing aggressive, but it does look like Anti-Ara also are playing aggressive in the early game.
Yep. See, in lane, right, Oriana beats Akali so easily, but once he's in the river, right, Akali has the potential to just fly around everywhere. And true to the form, right, they have the skirmish heavy potential in the early game with the Zinzao and the Akali, and they just go in and they are able to get 2 kills already for the Akali.
Yep, and they don't want to stop again. Scuttle V fight part 2 comes here. Akali has a hurt time to she can use it. A nice bit of skirmish coming out, and Renekton uses it as well. This could be trouble for Crowley, but they get a kill onto the Alistar. Akali uses R2, but she could be in trouble. Fiora, swiftly, beautiful ultimate, gets that dual dance onto the person. Shinix could be in trouble as well, and this is them coming back into the game. One more proc is all he needs. One more auto attack, my buddy. He gets it, but not before he tanks 2 more turret shots. Tanks a third shot as well. Kami looking on the Zinzao as well. Gets another kill. Double kill going back to Zinzao. And Anti-RR make the most of that. They get the Scuttle right here as well. And 3 kills go over to Kamil in the team fight. And Anti-RR looking to match AOT toe-to-toe in the early game stuff.
They have come out extremely skirmish heavy in this comp, and they are playing true to their word. Zinzao getting the lead in the early game, Kali getting their lead in the early game with the 2-1 and 2 as well is looking very good for mid jungle composition, and they're trying to prevent the early game scaling. 50 with an absolute insane roam coming in, getting 2 kills for himself as well. But the pressure obviously is better on the mid jungle for now. Anti-RR coming in out in top for this fight.
I mean, we did talk about this, right? Like, they don't have champions that I would say necessarily win skirmishes, but they still took it because, you know what, why the hell not? But eventually this time Anti-Ara, right, known to be like playing for the 4-minute fights, right, they really responded very aggressively, which I really honestly love. And the fact that Fiora gets 2 kills, right, she is really massively ahead. The biggest goal gap right now is nearly 1,200 if you can see, right, on the Fiora. Now Renekton will catch some of that up. But one of the win conditions, right, for this game is for Swifty to split. And if that is happening very, very well, then I see that this could be in trouble. And you can see for the Dragon fights, it looks like they're happy to forego the Mountain Dragon on a Renekton and a Alistar to get a turret for themselves. And Akali does use her ultimate again. No, doesn't use her ultimate as of yet. Kale will survive. And what do you think of this trade so far? Like, does it benefit Anti-Ara to get Mountain Dragon, or does it benefit AOT because they got Rift Herald? Or do you say it's a bit of an even trade?
I think it is Anti-RR favored just because the Mountain Dragon is going to help a lot. 50 getting that Rift Herald and maybe using in the mid lane, I mean Baron lane, might get severely ahead with that Renekton, against that Renekton. But overall, I think Mountain Dragon is more useful against the true damage because there's a shield, right? So I think it's more useful against the for the Akali and the Ezreal and the Zinzao.
Yeah, Vayne has her first item complete. At this point, guys, I love that this is not a snooze fest. We've had 9 kills in over 4 minutes. That's around 2 kills a minute. So it's looking very good. Now it all depends, right? Stark, where does Crowley end up using this Rift Herald, right? Does he use it mid? Does he use it bot? And what do you think is going to happen in the next 1 or 2 minutes? Because Fiora is looking to take some trades. She does I think parry the stun, but her parry is not up, and Swifty could be in trouble, does have his flash to run away. Here comes Zinzao, and he lands a slow ability. Oh, nice dash away, but the flash followed by the Renekton gets a kill. Rampage is the name of Kamil right here as he gets another kill, and on the other side you can see Crowley looking to do something, but just not enough. The Herald does get used, but can they get the tower? No, just 1 plating's worth of gold. 100G is the response to that kill onto the Fear. The top lane tower looked to run. Oh, Seth could be in trouble. Let her Vayne with the 2 damage. Double Orion ultimate hits 2 people as well. Kisle could be in trouble. 1 more stack is what she needs on the third proc as well. But AOT respond back. A nice flash E followed by a Lulu ultimate as well. Exhaust on the face of this mid lane, and Kale looking to a super aggro gets a 1-for-1 trade. They do not get the tower. Akali comes with the R2 as well. Could be in trouble. Might have bitten off a bit more than she can chew. And return kill goes over to Lulu right here. So they win the bot lane skirmish on the other side. And my god, this game is so close. I really don't know who wins, but I definitely feel the first tower going over to the Renekton does help him get back into the game.
Yep, no, the gold lead was neutralized in the Baron lane, and the Renekton going for the anti-heal was very good. Now in the bot lane fight is going on. Zinzao fighting with the Orianna gets a kill as
Oh,
well. So
yeah.
another return
This
kill coming
tears
in.
this tears this skirmish back in the favor of anti-RR, and I love this. Anti-RR are fighting tooth and nail in game one, and look at this. Trades after trades are happening now. I do have to say that they need to get a great lead in the early game, because the moment the Orianna and the Vayne scale, it's not going to be easy for them. And you can see already Camille using his Vayne, gets the condemn onto the Zinzao, makes him to half HP, but he could be in trouble at this point. But it's fine. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Devesh playing a little bit too aggressive. EQ barely misses. He should be able to run away. Here comes Zinzao as well, and look at this, man. This is like a role reversal happening, right? Where you generally see anti-RR on the J4 and you see Zinzao on AOT, right? But this is so different to see, right? I'm genuinely enjoying the aggression coming out of anti-RR in the early game.
I think I might buy into the conspiracy theory of the games being rigged by the teams. They just swapped comps, right? But I think the late game definitely scaling is more towards the favor of Fiora and Renekton, and Fiora and Vayne and Orianna as well. So they're looking to play the late game. They're looking to fight team fights in the late game, and whatever early damage they might have, early lead they might have, if they don't get more out of it or translate into leads elsewhere, I think the early game dominance might all be in vain.
Might all be in vain. Oh my god. Start with the puns. Freak part two in the lobby voice. But let's talk about Swifty at this point. At 6.4k gold, he has the anti-item, he has finished his Triforce, right? Similarly, Renekton has finished his Triforce and finished his anti-item. In terms of pure items, right? I think they're both equal at this point. I mean, I think Renekton can still win the 1v1, personally speaking, if he is able to go all in. At this point, Fiora starts winning once she finishes the Blade of the Ruin King, right? So there's that small window Renekton can look to outrate, but I think Shenax just wants to play safe for the time being. And now with this dragon coming, Stark, do you think they're going to go, oh, fight does happen though, they're going to go for it, the stun is down. I think Swifty can take smart trades. He is going for it, beautiful. He sees his opportunity, he flash goes, oh, ultimately uses well, and Fiora could be in trouble. He gets one, I told you, Stark, it's a little bit of a Renekton favored matchup in the early game. He ends up taking a couple of towers as well. He could have potentially backed off after getting the flash and exhaust and flash and barrier, but he chooses to go in for that fight and ends up losing the 1v1. Shinex gets a better one than Nina, and now Zinzao could be in trouble, ends up using his ultimate as well. And here comes Seth, flash double knock-up lands onto Blizzard and Lux, and here comes Vayne as well. Remaining untouched, Kale will have to clean up this fight for 80 to have a chance to win the dragon, and he gets the jungler. He's going after two more people. Here comes Akali as well. Oh, beautiful knock-up again coming out. Has to flash away. Akali presses R1, R2, he lands as well, and gets another kill. Oh my god, and they are able to take the skirmish back. Kisley, being the god that he is able to win out that team fight again. Oh my god, the damage from the Orianna stock, that just nearly deletes Devesh right here. And yet again, I would say, I think Antier slightly come on the top here, but my god, this game is so darn close.
The fight is going on everywhere. First, let's go from one by one till the dragon starts. The Baron lane fight, Renekton, saving his ult till the last minute and, getting the fight. I think I can't. The dragon has started and both teams are just converging.
Yeah, I might have to interrupt you again, Star, because it does look like they're going to go for the smite. Does land, however, the dragon has been taken and the call is just get the fuck out of here, is what AOT is telling, and they will look to survive right here. Amazing 4-man Orion ultimate just to do disengage. And I think AOT come out on top here. So all said and done, AOT still get the dragon, which is good because the elder fantasy that Anti-RR have to win is now reduced to one less dragon, but they do get the million in the response, so not bad for them. But yeah, Stark, take it away. I think we'll have a lot time for the few.
Yeah. So basically, Baron lane, Shenex matching the aggression, saving his ult till Fiora proc the vitals, and and the last second just getting the stun, after his parry is done. Very well played. Renekton gets back the lead which he had lost, and now 7,600 to 7,500. He has got back the lead. They have the turret, and then the fight coming on in the mid lane. Akali saving.
Kisley. He ended up staying too much. He has 4 kills and he ends up getting an enemy, but on the other side, Anti-RR respond with a beautiful macro call, just taking Baron. But again, Orianna ultimate is up. There is a Fiora going in as well. They might get Baron, but at what cost? 4-1 and ultimate lands onto Blizzard as well. And yes, they are able to not get Baron. They stole it! Baron! And this call was a tad bit too aggressive from Anti-RR. They could have just returned back, but this is a bit of a throw coming from Anti-RR right here. They lose everybody. 4-man Orianna ultimate. The call for surrender, Anti-RR, the team that does not want to RR, is looking a bit tilted right now, Shark.
Holy shit, I mean the play was fine, right, to get the Baron, but then they don't have the melting ability to get the Baron as fast as they need, and Fiora, main the response, calling comms the from IoT, and Oriana comes back, Fiora comes back, they 2v5 the Baron, and a massive proc lands from Oriana. She gets everybody in the pit, and instantly they turn the fight around, and the response comes in and they instantly win the fight.
Yeah, I
Very
feel like
well rotation.
completely. And now with the Baron in their hands as well, they're just gonna go aggressive. Flash by Blizzard gets a key. Killing spree is the Vayne, and I think this is gonna be very hard for them. Now they're just playing on tilt because it doesn't look like they're gonna win this skirmish. They're fighting under the T2 turret that they should just give at this point. And anti-Ara, I think they just lost all hope after this game. After the Baron steal, just not looking good for them. And Crowley, being the tank on the side, is the one to respond to the Akali. I honestly think that's not the right call because she could die. Never mind. Kisley almost dies because he fights under a Baron minion. And this, again, just mistakes happening left, right, and center. Beautiful teleporters to make sure his jungler does not die. And they get one more inhibitor at this point. And Safe could be in trouble, ends up getting condemned. And Vayne, the 3 damage, your ultimate jack shit to the Vayne. The condemn, the exhaust is also there. Oh, the Wish could look to get some kills back. Kale has to flash away, but they get the inhibitor and they get the kill onto Akali, and they look into push bot as well.
Like you can see how clean IoT is playing, right? They get the item spike on the Oriana, they get the item spike on Vayne, 2 items, and instantly they're looking to get the fight, and they win the Baron. And now Vayne is just going to melt everybody in the front line. A return kill coming in from Ezreal on the Lulu, who is just trying to back poor Lulu. Is dead, but I think it's too far gone for now. Lulu dying doesn't make any much of a difference because the Vayne has scaled, the Oriana has scaled, and the ults are massive.
Tell me about that goal. 12,500 nearly on the Vayne. 7 kills to 2. She has quietly become like the most fed member of AOT, right? How did this happen?
Slow farm and very good picks. I think very good positioning from her in the last 2 fights. Just instantly, she's melting the front line with her passive, and the W is just too. I mean, it's too insane, right? Alistar's blocking cannot block true damage.
Yeah, and look at this again. Shinex just being a little out of place. The flash ultimate by Swifty just to get a free kill. The third dragon is coming up. This should be a freebie for AOT right here. And again, Anti-Ara, they shouldn't have just surrendered. I think they can still win this game if they just don't let things get to them. Like that Baron steal, the Baron. Whatever happened there, right, it definitely affected their mental a bit. They need to reset at this point. Realize that the game is not yet completely over. There's still chances where the Akali can clean up the Vayne if left to her baubles. But at this point, it's gonna not be easy, right? Because they get the third dragon as well, and the third dragon goes over as well. And now with Baron spawning, maybe one miracle fight is what Anti-Ara need. Do you think there's a chance of comeback here? Or do you just think the Oriana and the Vayne are just too fed at this point?
It's just too much, right? The poke which they will deal out, to all the melee champions in Anti-Ara are just too much. They're going to be able to siege infinitely the towers, without the Baron, and since Baron spawning again, they're just going to go for it. Right, Ezreal only the range carry coming out, and he's not going to be able to melt anyone with the Lulu shields and the Oriana shields, right? So, and the Jarvan shield, to be honest, like there are 3 shields on this team. So any amount of poke is not going to do much, and Oriana has scaled, so she has 2 items completing a death trap. Infinite mana with the blue buff with the Seraphs.
Yeah, and Fiora's also like completed 3 complete items. At this point, she can take a skirmish and just win it and complete the skirmish at full HP at this point. And now the mid lane Zinza could be in trouble, ends up having to doesn't use his ultimate yet. Alistar so you don't use his ultimate. Look at this, the Vayne just melts. The Vayne is like, I don't care if you have ultimate or not. And now again, beautiful Q lunges from Swifty. He wants to get the kill onto Kisley as well, ends up using the Posh, and again just dashes out. And again, this could potentially be Q for the mid lane to take. On the bot side, you can see J4 who's being the one who's split pushing, but without a Baron, I don't think it's going to be that easy for them. Let's see if they can get something back in return. Remember that this is an opportunity for Anti-Ara to go, and that's exactly what they do right here. They want to go after the Vayne, but it's not good. Xin Zhao ends up going and uses ultimate just to disengage and fight, and are not working out for them. And looking very, very, very difficult for sure at this point. With Baron being up, this is potentially the last fight that Anti-Ara have to take. And let's talk about this game, right? I think until the Baron steal happened, until the Baron throw happened, I'd like to say, the game was looking very much into Anti-Ara's favor, wasn't it, Stock?
Yep, it was, and they were playing their fight properly. But as soon as they went online, like the Oriana and the Vayne, they used it to the full potential. Very good communication coming in also for the Baron fight, and Zinza falls off now. Akali can't do anything much against these multiple shields coming in. And the Alistar is not going to be able to tank any true damage from the Fiora or the Vayne, right? So his existence is useless now. Almost only the engage works. His ultimate is proven useless, to be honest. And Jarvan, obviously, they still have the delivery go ball bomb they are able to do. And 2 major items complete. The cap has been completed for Oriana, the GA for the Vayne. I
Look at this,
think
right? The Vayne can walk into millions of the net and not having to worry about dying. Right? Meanwhile, on the other side, Swifty ends up taking a skirmish against the Baron laner and the mid lane, jungle and the mid lane, and again could be in trouble. Camille ends up being the one who gets caught right here. He could end up blowing his GA here. The exhaust onto the J4. I'm not sure why that was a very weird exhaust, but here again the J4 does able to get his flag. Can he look to ult as well? Oh, Blizzard could be in trouble. So could Kayle. A nice two-man knock up. Kislev is probably gonna die in front of all these super minions for him as well. They are trying stuff. But the comp diff, the late game scaling diff looking massive, and I think AOT were like, you know what, let us skirmish. We know we can take this to late game anyways, right? Because they generally do go late game into most of the games. So they had the late game insurance with the fear of the Vayne. And I think now it's just a matter of them going for the Baron right here. And I don't know if Kami is gonna go for the Miraculous Shield, but you know, that would be an untilter if he gets it. But look at this, right? Orianna could be in trouble as well. It's just too late. Also, not Orianna, but Zayn it's just too late. They get the Baron, and I think this is not much they can do at this point. And Seth has to be in trouble. Orianna ultimate gets used, but I think it gets dodged right here. But then again, the Orianna damage is insane at this point. And Fiora just playing chase the anti-RR is what she says, and she keeps chasing at this point. In the last wave, anti-RR played their hearts out in the early to mid game, matched AOT for fight after fight and skirmish after skirmish. But when all was said and done, it's just one bad play for this game turned the tides around for AOT as they look to end the game. Stark, what do you think is going to happen for game 2? Do you think AOT is going to keep rotating and winning, or do you think Anti-RR will get out of the tilt for game 1 and come back in game 2? Because, you know, this game definitely is going to be in their minds as the series progresses.
Yeah, definitely the mental has to be reset now. I think both teams are like they're going to beat the other team at their own game, but no, AOT able to play both types of games just a little bit better for them with the communication, I guess. And now Anti-RR has to go back to their method of fight and just.
I honestly think like Anti-RR were playing better in the early game because they were ahead slightly, right? They were doing their thing a little bit better, which they're supposed to, right? It is an early game comp after all, right? But that one play, man, I mean, I don't want to harp on it again and again, but really, like that one play changed the whole tide. And now, again, we talk about miraculous steals, but again, Camille without GA in front of a Vayne who has condemned, in front of a J4 who has ult, there's no way in the world he can get there. And you know, they're just taking this so slowly, they're not even hitting the delta at this point. They're like, you know what, we'll just keep tanking till we can get this ins out. The Orianna, the Ezreal ultimate as well. They could take another fight happen. The Orianna ultimate does land. Never mind on the top side. Fiora just finishes the game. Fiora's like, you know what? We don't give a shit about the Elder Dragon. He just goes in top lane. There's a double super minion wave happening, and Renata is like, boys, I need some help. But there is no help. The only help you get is a defeat screen at this point because AOT with the Fiora split push get game 1 for themselves, Stark. And MVP Blizzard, I'd have to say, the whole of AOT performed really, really well. Your thoughts on the game?
It's just like I said, right? It all went in vain at that one Baron fight, and you know, like the item spikes coming in so clean at the end, right? It was an 18-minute game, so they played for the late game. They had the Lulu, they had the shield from the Jarvan, the Lulu, and the Orianna, right? So anyone going in were safe, and they could just come back out. You know, Akali pick was very good in the early game, but you know, by the late game progresses, she's not able to melt them. You know, it was a very good draft from AOT side. Sides actually, but the early game dominance was not able to translate into the rest of the game. And that one throw, like you have said multiple times, it was just throw.
It was look at the damage charts as well, right? Like Vayne, Blizzard, Swifty, all of them did a lot of damage as accepted from them as well. And I think Devesh did whatever he could. But the Akali pick, you know, just didn't work out against assassins, right? She tried to go in every time, but Lulu was just there to be, you know what, not happening, boys. And I think that was just like a bad bit of draft, right? Coming out from not bad bit of draft, but maybe execution at this point. But super well played the AOT guys, and they take game 1 in this best of 5 series. Start game 2 is about to start, but what do you think is going to happen? Because the lobby is made already. We're getting started with the bans. Join in, guys, whoever hasn't come yet. But what do you think is going to happen, Stark? Because game 2, now it's anti-RR on blue side. Do they continue playing the way they did? Because I think if you have to beat AOT, right, you have to play like this. You have to play aggressive. You have to match them in the early game, and you have to win from there, right?
Exactly.
So if that absolutely has to happen for them to win this game. So I'm just thinking, like, if I'm anti-RR, yeah, this loss sucks. But maybe I can just take a mental reset, think of it. You know what, guys? We were stronger in the ultimate game. We were winning the skirmishes, and I think we can continue doing that. And then maybe this time we don't make that mistake that we did at Baron Call, and then we can probably win. But like, what do you think? Is there a possibility of that happening, or do you think anti-RR is going to be on tilt or whatever for the rest of the series?
I mean, I know anti-RR, and I know that they are chill with this. I don't know about Shinex's mental, but definitely that Baron was a big deal for them. But I hope they get
And
back to the
Chinex played
form.
well, if I'm honest
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
He got a solo on the Fiora. Well, obviously Fiora was too aggressive there, but he got the solo kill as well. He was there, and it's just that one mistake, right? They rushed the Baron. They didn't have to, but they thought they needed to respond to it, and then they got so low. They didn't do Baron on time, and then Oriana 4-1 ultimate just hurts to see right at this point.
Mhm.
So 1-0 in favor of AOT is the name of the game so far. Game 2 lobby is just being created at this point. And are we expecting to see a bit of change in AOT's playstyle now? Lee Sin, does Crowley pick Lee Sin or something? Or just has Crowley today made up his mind saying that, you know what, against anti-RR, let's just play them and beat them at their game. So let's just pick, the Wukongs or the J4s. These are kind of picks that you don't really see coming out from Crowley so far, but when he needs to win, he'll bring them out. He did that against BOH too, right? Stark, when he took the Baron steal from BOH using the Jarvan.
Yeah, yeah, Clutch. He's definitely liking the Jarvan now. Yeah, I've seen he's going, playing more team fight oriented and definitely helping out. Like early game, he still plays like an assassin or a bruiser. I think that
Mhm.
impacted a little bit in the early game, but now he's, the late game obviously is much more scaling oriented. He's better in those fights, so good, good. I think Cathod's very happy that they played Vayne. To be honest,
Yeah, he's like, please play when he got a win this thing,
late
right?
game very strong in bed and game.
Theos and Chaz like have taught Crowley how to play J4 well. So credit
Mhm.
to Theos as well for Crowley's game at this point. But yeah, I mean, see guys, we have spoken about this already, right? AOT is arguably the best team in the circuit right now. You do expect them to be favorites here, but what you are looking for in this series and even in the finals, right, is for someone to challenge them to beat them, right, to take away the throne. And I feel like anti-RR can do that. I feel like as players, they have the potential to beat them. It's just that do they get ahead? Do they put out their best performances, right? Because you bet your ass AOT are gonna play at their best. You need to match your best to their best and hopefully work out. And half of the game I would say is won in draft, wouldn't you say? Because here AOT went with a very late game scaling comp, right? And they didn't have to do anything in the early game, but they still did. So do you feel like how does draft matter in these two teams specifically? Because you're looking at two teams, who have defined how they want to play the series.
Yeah, they have made an impact, both these teams. Like they did a very good early game anti-IR, but the late game, obviously, the power spikes are just too clean on
Mm-hmm.
AOT. And I think anti-IR need to cut them off at their source and win the early game and translate the early game lead to the rest of the fights and
I
maybe
have a
focus
feeling
more on
like I have
objectives.
a feeling anti might just go back to their shell,
Yeah, yeah.
which is a strong shell. Don't get me wrong. They can just play the Wukongs, the Corkis. Corki was up. Devish can play great Corki.
Hmm.
They can just go back to Garen top. Do that, right?
I
Because
think they should ban Lulu. To be honest, Lulu and Nami are just too broken now.
how
I
many can
think
you ban is the question, right? Like they definitely have started their bans. The first ban is going to be Lee Sin.
but yeah.
I don't know what AOT is looking to ban in return, but a Lee Sin ban coming out means that Crowley won't get to play it. Zinza again being a very good pickup regardless, but I think this is just telling me that maybe they don't want to play Zinza for game one. Brom is left up as well. Seth's good on the Alistair, but Seth's like a star on the Enchanters also, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, he is playing Alistair in a meta where, let's be honest, Alistair is not that great in the meta currently, right? Or what do you feel of that pick?
Yep, because he doesn't have the stunts, he doesn't have the repeated engage, right? One burst combo is all he can do for his engage. He doesn't have that extended, team fight which he can do. He was very strong before, but now I think there's much better supports in the game. And I think Seth should go back to his enchanters, which he's extremely good on. Uh, if he's playing engage, I think Leona is better, or even the Thresh, to be honest, is quite good. Even he's a little bit squishy right now, but definitely better than the Alistar in the meta right
All right, so let's head into the lobby screen, guys, where you can see the players are already there. And you can see the first ban is coming out to be Lee Sin right here. And I think the other bans, we are just waiting on people as well to see what happens right here. But it does look like one of the tanks has to be banned. But yeah, man, you can just play that pick. Like you said, they can go for these enchanters. You yourself said enchanters are strong in the meta. They should look to play any of those teams or players or whatever. But they need to just make sure they can play it. And at this point, anti-Yara, right? It's all on them. If they lose this game, then I would say this is probably very likely to become a 3-0. But if they win this game, then I think it's completely back to game on, right? Their mental is just back in place where it could be, right? So this is going to be really, really fun to see what happens right here. And we are heading into bans, guys. We're just waiting for the next ban to come out.
now. AOT playing the mind games. They're playing the mind games and
Yeah, at this point, I don't know why they're taking so much time to finish bans. Just fucking do it. थोड़ी सी हिंदी हो जाए, आई डोंट नो, आई गेस हिंदी में थोड़े वार्तालाप कर दिया जाए। ये वाइल्ड रिफ्ट इंडिया सर्किट आप लोग देख रहे हो, देवी और सज्जनों, आज का मैच है एओटी और एंटी आरआर के बीच में। बहुत ही बेहतरीन गेम वन हुआ था जहाँ पे एंटी आरआर काफी अच्छा खेली, वाकई काफी उम्दा खेली अर्ली गेम में, बट फिर मिड गेम में जाके एक बार इन पे बहुत ही बुरा सा थ्रो हो गया। ओरियाना और फियोरा ने काफी कैपिटलाइज कर चुके हैं, और दिस पॉइंट पे तुम्हें सोचना पड़ेगा क्या कामिल के दिमाग में रहने वाला है कि वो बैरल मैंने क्यों चालू किया। कैश मैंने उस स्माइट शायद टाइम पे मारा होता तो मैं शायद ये गेम जीत जाता था, बट वो उसके दिमाग में अभी नहीं हो पाएगा, बिकॉज गेम टू चालू होने के लिए अभी एकदम मेंटल रीसेट लेना पड़ेगा। मुझे पता नहीं मेंटली स्टोरी में क्या बोलते हो, सो माय बैड ऑन दैट। बट देखते हैं आगे गाइस, बिकॉज बहुत ही बेहतरीन सीरीज हमारे हाथों में, और अभी गेम टू चालू होने के टाइम पे एंटी आरआर के हाथों में गाइस। उनको ये गेम जीतना है तो भूल जाओ गेम वन। गेम टू एक नए फ्रेश माइंडसेट के साथ आके खेलिए, देखते हैं क्या होता है, बिकॉज बैंस अभी चालू हो चुके हैं, और पहला बैन जो है वो है ली सिन। स्टार्क, क्या लगता है तुम्हें ये गेम कैसे चलने वाला है एंटी आरआर के लिए?
क्राउली का पिक निकालते हुए, आई एम नॉट वेरी गुड इन हिंदी, बट यस यस, लीसन का पिक निकालते हुए अभी गैलियो का रिटर्न बैन आया है। गैलियो ऑब्वियसली इज अ वेरी स्टैंडर्ड बैन फ्रॉम एओटी। नहीं खेलने देते गैलियो को बिकॉज ही इज जस्ट टू गुड इन दी रिपीट एंगेजेस, राइट। और अल्ट में बहुत सारा मैजिक रेसिस्ट भी दे देता है, बट गैलियो का थोड़ा प्रायोरिटी अभी कम हो गया है बिकॉज क्रिट डोमिनेंट मेटा आ गया है, तो गैलियो को उतना मैजिक शील्ड का यूज नहीं होता। और crit is obviously very strong against I mean AD is obviously strong against Galio, right? So the priority has actually fallen down, but अभी भी AOT थोड़े पुराने बैन्स यूजुअली करते हैं, गैलियो को निकाल दिया। मे बी सपोर्ट में गैलियो का प्रेजेंस अभी थोड़ा बढ़ गया है बिकॉज मिड लेन में एडी डोमिनेंस हो गया थोड़ा, तो
हाँ,
अभी
बट ये बेसिकली एओटी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, उनको पता है कि भाई हमें गैलियो के साथ नहीं खेलना है, तो गैलियो सीधा बैन। इस तरफ पे लुलू बैन हुआ है, सो आई थिंक काफी अच्छा है, राइट? बिकॉज गेम वन के बाद हमने देखा था कि लुलू एक प्रायोरिटी पिक हो जाती है, राइट? बिकॉज एओटी के लिए अगर एंटी आरआर को लेना है असैसिन्स और अकाली लेके अगर गेम जिताना है, या अगर उनको मिड में भी आरी खेलना है, तो असैसिन्स के लिए लुलू एक बहुत ही अच्छी काउंटर हो जाती है। और इस बार लुलू बैन करने से डेफिनेटली एक तरीका, एक एवेन्यू उनके लिए खुल जाएगा, ताकि हम एक्चुअली मिड पे शायद असैसिन्स गेम खेल पाए। लगता है किसले को खेलना है, बट क्राउली का इंस्टेंटली बैन अकाली से आता है, सो उसको नहीं खेलने मिलेगा। फिज अवेलेबल है, स्टार्क खेल सकते हैं लोग शायद, क्या लगता है तुम्हें?
एक्चुअली फिज का अभी थोड़ा यूजफुलनेस कम हो गया है बिकॉज लास्ट मैच पे थोड़ा नर्फ हो गया था, बट वो जंगल का नर्फ है, मिड लेन में उतना सारा नर्फ नहीं हुआ है, बट लेट गेम में फिज का डैमेज उतना फॉल ऑफ हो जाता है बट कंपेयर टू अकाली। बट अगेन देयर स्टिल नामी है, जाना है, और ये दोनों एन्चेंटर्स बहुत काउंटर करते हैं असैसिन्स को, तो आई थिंक असैसिन आई मीन एन्चेंटर्स उठाने से असैसिन्स का पिक नहीं होना चाहिए, बट लास्ट गेम वही हुआ था, काली पिक्ड इनटू लुलू, सो लेट्स सी व्हाट द पिक ड्राफ्ट
तो
का थोड़ा।
ये गेम में तो मतलब काफी चांस नहीं मिलने वाले जो लास्ट गेम में थे, राइट? ना ही लूलू दिखने वाली, ना ही अकाली दिखने वाली हमें, राइट? रेनेटे जैसे पिक्स अभी भी अप है, पैंथियन जैसे पिक्स अब तक बैन नहीं हुए हैं, और नामी भी अवेलेबल है, लाइक आपने जैसे कहा था। यहाँ पे हमें देखना पड़ेगा कि कैसे एंटी आर अपने ड्राफ्ट को बनाए, बिकॉज अगर उनको अपना स्टाइल का गेम खेलना है, जो हम देख चुके पूरे लीग के टाइम 5 के 7 गेम जो एंटी आर ने खेले हैं, उन्होंने अपने स्टाइल में खेला, राइट? उन्होंने अपने टीम फाइटिंग को, कॉम्पोजिशन को बनाया है, बोला है कि भाई हम रहेंगे, बैकलाइन हमें डैमेज करके देगा। देवेश और किसले पे कैरी की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दे दी गई थी, और कमील और उस टाइम पे जब था अभी और दक्ष, उन्होंने बोला था कि हम टैंक का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ले लेंगे, राइट? सो देखते हैं पड़ेगा आगे जाके क्या पिक्स हो सकता है। मुझे लगता है काफी इंटरेस्टिंग होगा दिस पॉइंट, बट विल मूव बैक टू इंग्लिश गाइस, बिकॉज हिंदी में मेरा स्पीड लिटरली हाफ हो जाता है, एंड आई मेरा हिंदी भी आधा इंग्लिश ही है, तो कोई पॉइंट नहीं है, बट वेटिंग फॉर द नेक्स्ट बैन स्टार्ट। दिस गेम यू आर गोना mostly do the play by play, so I'm gonna just chill back and do the what do you want to call it,
Damn good, yeah.
the color.
Yeah,
I'll just do the coloring book at this point. We're waiting for a ban from the last ban coming out from anti-horror, guys. Let's wait and see what happens.
Yep, the bans have been standard from EOT side, throughout the entire tournament. So I think they want to play Enchanter, to be honest, and Kale, obviously he will play any champion in the game, whichever he can get kills on. And Varus, he's been very good with recently. So let's see if he picks a Varus, right? If they are, he gets a CC on one of them.
They definitely have banned out
The Enchanters. I think Stream Snipe going on. Nami ban coming out.
But why did he ban
Wait, he banned 2 in a row. Acha, bye bye. Oops, kabhi. Okay. Lot of time coming in from the bans. I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah,
I
I don't know
think
why.
Antier
Yeah.
Antier are playing a lot of mind games, calculating entirely what they want to do for the next fight. I think they're deciding draft already. But
He's like, and Konami wasn't my ban.
okay, Gragas ban coming in exactly what they should be, because the disengage was very good with Swifty's Gragas. Nami final ban coming in still. So the bans have been completed. We'll be going into draft soon. Game 2. Let's see what
Game
happens.
2, guys. Game 2. So
Will
let's
Idea
see,
make a
guys.
comeback?
Yeah, the last one is definitely the Nami at this point, but the Gragas getting banned out does mean that again you could see a Netin getting picked up. Garen is still a response to that pickup as well. Just making sure both teams are ready before we get started with game 2, guys. Looks to be very, very fun as well. I think this is the game that will determine if it's going to be a clean 3-0, or do you think this BO5 will still have some metal? Because without a win in this game, Anti-R, I just don't see them doing a reverse sweep, right? Like, they have to win this, right? They have to
Exactly,
win
they
this.
have to. They have to. Anti-RR, it is do or die now. They have to win against this, or else they might be losing the semifinals, because after 2-0, right? AOT, the team is usually weak in the first game, and they scale up towards the remaining part of the BO3s and BO5s. And already they have won game 1, which means they're in very good form right now. And they know exactly what they want to play against these individual players, and they're mental against this game, right? So they're very strong, looking very good for this match. And let's see what happens.
Well, we are about to get started with game 2, guys. The draft is in front of your screen right here. Let's see what happens, because this is the game where we are saying again and again, anti-RR need to win. They have to win to clear the mental again. So,
Okay. Yes, yes. So we might be seeing the first pick, from blue side. This is Antiara's pick. So let's see if they have any enchanters left. I think Nami is gone, Lulu is gone. So I mean, I
there is
definitely
Jana,
want him to
there
play,
is the
right? Jana.
Soraka if they want to play, because I know for a fact Seth
Actually,
plays it. Seth does play Olaf. Seth
actually,
does
yeah,
play
yeah, he does. He
Soraka.
does play Soraka in rank and troll. Yeah, but yeah, there is the Soraka, there is the Jana, and there is the Lux, which is usually known to pick when he's in tough spots. But first pick coming out, it's going to be the Corki from Devesh.
Yeah,
Let's
this
not
is where you
bring it
know
down.
Devesh. This is where you know Devesh means business, right? He's
Yeah.
picked the Corki, right? So he definitely is a champion that he's carried a lot on in the past, and getting comfort onto your main carry definitely does seem a great idea. But they end up picking Blizzard ends up
Oh,
picking TF and
nice.
Leon. Lot of great CC coming out, and Leona's a great pick right here because the enchanters are more or less banned, right? So actually
Mhm.
not a bad pickup at all coming from AOT.
Okay, Shinex locking in his Pantheon, which he's known to be very strong on. Kisley going for the Zinza. I think he'll be trading it with Carmen later. But KL going in for his standard. Let's see whether he locks in the Kaiser. Crowley trying to counter the Corki with just the abs. Okay,
I mean, if they wanted to play Graves, they could have just picked the Brom instead. Brom
yeah,
was
yeah, to
up,
be honest.
but double AD carry combination,
Graves
but
locked
from the
in.
jungle. Yeah, I mean, Leona does a lot of the
Nice.
things as well. Leona does provide the front line and
Yeah,
stun for
yeah,
them
dude.
too,
Yes, it's
and very good into Xin Zhao, right? Graves is one of the few champions that in the early game can match the Xin Zhao, so the fact that he's picked that is actually very smart. It's a strict response to the Xin Zhao in the early game. I'm really curious to see what
Oh, we totally
Baron will
forgot
get
about
picked up.
Sona.
Oh, Sona, true, true,
He's
true.
damn good against this comp actually. Against the constant poke from the Graves and the Kaiser. It's a damn good pick, and the lock-in coming in. All CC from all 5 champions from anti-RR side, and they've gone back to their meta. They have the Corki, the Zinzao, the Pantheon stun, the charm from Ari, they have the stun from Sona, the constant healing against mostly AD dominant comp from AOTs. And I'm very excited to see Graves. I'm very excited. And he's recently got the a new Battle Academy skin as
Yeah,
well.
but
So he's
but
definitely going to be
I mean
flexing
I
there.
feel like the Riven response is honestly great because it gives them a lot of strong team fighting, and I think into a Pantheon also you can dodge a lot of the abilities using a third ability. But the fact that the Sona gets picked, right? If they don't eliminate the Sona, it's going to be really hard for AOT to win this, because I feel like Sona will outheal all the poke, like you just said, right? And
Yeah.
I think it really depends on Stacks right here, right? Stacks being one of the primary engagers, right? He has to go after the Sona. If Seth's positioning in this game is immaculate, like you've said, if it's immaculate at this point, then there's a very high chance that uh, anti-R could just out-sustain the team fights. We'll have to wait and watch, guys, as we're heading into the game. And oh boy, I'm excited for this game because now it's like totally game on. It Anti-R are sort of back to playing what they want to play with the Corki, but then also are still playing the aggressive Xin Zhao. I think Camille has realized that it's time to play meta. In the mid lane, they are looking for the... Oh, yeah, start, take over.
Yeah. So the level 1 fights have begun early aggression coming in from AOT to prevent Kisley from getting the dominance. Pantheon is in lane and the red buff started. Leona still looking to get an aggressive ward here, but Saf pushing them away. And it's definitely red buff. Both junglers have started. TF getting that early game. Little gold card lucky RNG. And we might be looking in for Kermish at level 2 or 3. But talking to me about the lanes, what happens in the Baron lane?
Baron lane, honestly, at this point, Pantheon is just one of the lane bullies at this point. He will have lane priority. But Riven will just do fine, and once Riven gets level 5, that's when she can start winning some of these skirmishes right here. So Swifty is fine just having a lane push to him, but if Crowley wants priority, then I think Riven will have to start pushing back a lot. Once she gets level 3, she can look to do that. And on the other side, the lanes just seem even. The mid lane rotation from Kale, right, where he was tanking a lot, seemed a bit off, but eventually let's just come down to standard lanes and nothing aggressive coming from both the teams so far.
They're taking an aggressive engage, trying to invade a little bit early, trying to get some lane prio, but Xin Zhao is there, he's level 3. I think Crowley might be a bit trapped, flashes away to safety, and the blue buff engage has been neutralized by anti-RR. They're looking to get a skirmish on the scuttle here. The gold card's not there from the TF. Crowley getting the smite, getting the steal. Getting the scuttler here, bottom lane, scuttle taking fight. The fight still goes on. Xin Zhao with the early game lead, but the trade coming in. The Xin Zhao is getting killed by the... Okay, the fight still going on. Crowley gets back a kill in return. Pantheon getting poked down. He has the ignite ticking down. Leona rotates, gets a dive under the tower. And 2 kills going in quick succession to AOT. 1 kill going in for the favor of anti-RR, and that went to the Xin Zhao. And double scuttle locking in from AOT as well.
Beautiful skirmish gap at this point. Oh, another fight's happening, Shark.
yeah, the fight going on. Corki is looking to W away to safety. Leona has the Q up in just a second. Seb getting targeted. He's locked down. Kaisa gets a kill. Instant rotation from Crowley, making full use of the CC from Leona in the early game, and the dominance is just starting to show.
And at this point, you can see already, right? I have to give a lot of credit right here to not just the top side of the map, which anyways won so well. They got the right skirmishes, and the fact that Riven was rotating faster, the fact that TF was already there with his gold card, allowed them to get the scuttle. But on the bot side, what happened was Kaisa and Leona went for the scuttle. They blew the flash of Sona and they helped Crowley get that scuttle. And then they went again for a gank without the Sona flash and they got the sequel. So the bot lane of AOT, and again the roam from stacks in the mid lane, right? Noxy with that E onto the mid lane as well, like getting them a kill. Really huge difference in how the bot lane of AOT is playing. I think they've played.
And going on in the Baron lane as well, they're trying to lock down 50. The AP comes in from the Blizzard. Destiny has been used.
Sona.
Okay, the fight going on in both sides. Their bottom lane, Crowley rotates immediately after the blue buff gets a kill on the Sona. They are doing exactly what you needed them, what you have told them to do. They're getting the kills on the Sona, and now Crowley is looking for another engage. Corki is overextended. Leona going in, misses her Q. The ult coming in from Crowley, but the Corki escapes on very low HP and will be back for the next fight.
Man,
4-1. Already.
Yeah. Man, you have to wonder, Stark, is this anti-RR playing a bit on tilt right here? Because some of these bot lane skirmishes, right, they should not have happened. When you don't have flash, you don't play so far ahead, right? That's the number one rule of you playing bot lane, right? When the Sona is so squishy in front of a Leona, right? Yes, Sona in the late game is great with heals and shields, but you don't underestimate a Leona, right? Who went after her again and again. And at this point, right, there's a significant goal lead already on Crowley. He's 3,000 gold ahead, right? 3,000 gold total, right? He is quite ahead in the game. And now with the finished item as well, this is looking like, AOT will have advantage in the early game, even though anti-RR are the ones with the Pantheons and, who are supposedly stronger in the early game.
Yep, they have the rotation, they have the numbers advantage for this Infernal Dragon, and getting Infernal Dragon on this heavy AD comp is definitely looking very good for AOT right now. 5 members of anti-RR are looking to respond here, but the Leona and everybody's here. They're trying to get the mid lane prio here, and let's see what happens. Crowley gets a charm landed on him. Zinza goes in instantly. Pantheon gets a kill and he gets the Graves. The jungler is instantly deleted. And here are coming in with a great pick off here with the Ari charm. TF has his gold card. He's trying to land it on the Ari. Zinza goes in again on the Leona. The Corki package comes in on massive strong damage coming in. Then Sona gets a 2-man ultimate. Corki going in with his package. The stun coming in. Riven is dead, but he's able to take down the Corki. Kaiser last member surviving here. I mean, the Graves is still the respawn just now, but Kale escapes to mid lane. Pantheon coming in clutch, and Ari Charms just able to instantly get the sustained, CC on the main champion. Pierce is back. He has the flash. He has the flash onto the Kaiser. The Ari, the TF ult is coming back as well. But the charm lands on the Graves again. He's under tower. The ult comes in to save, but the Ari is just there to get the glitch. The Graves dies instantly 2 times for this Infernal Dragon.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic game coming out from Cloudy right here. Was he firstly he ends up getting caught by the Pantheon, and secondly he goes a tad bit too aggressive to get a kill. And these skirmishes, man, these can be the end of AOT sometimes. They're a bit tad too aggressive, and here you can see another mistake being happening, and this could potentially lead to the first dragon. But then again, AOT do not have packages up, and they still have some ults that are not yet up, so they are playing a bit safe right here. And it does look like AOT again want to fight. This team just keeps wanting to fight, but anti-RR, if they play their cards right, they can still win because they have Sona to heal them up. Let's just see how this fight goes.
They're starting off the Infernal Dragon, trying to reset it, and they are playing the strong game, getting the bot lane pushed in so that they have an escape to go to. But AOT is doing the proper trade and getting the mid lane. I think mid lane tower is going to be more worth than the bot lane tower. But the Pantheon goes in, the Zinza goes in. They're getting instantly charmed, rooted. The Leona goes back in. The big guy taking down on the Pantheon. Kaisa jumps in the back lane, gets a kill. The Sona is trying to heal back the Zinza from the damage, but the Riven ult is there to execute them. And now the damage is there, and the AOT wins the fight again. It's 7-6. They get back the lead, and Crowley's starting the Rift Herald already.
Yeah, I think that was a fine enough trade. Yes, you lose a mid lane tower, but you get the first turn in the bot lane. The Pantheon engaging on 5 people, it was not bad, but the fact that he had no backup whatsoever, he is there fighting 5 other people, and another refuses that. Oh my god, there is something going wrong with anti-R. You can see that, because that was not required. That fight was not at all required. They could have just gone to mid and taken dragon or forced them again, but they chose to fight with Pantheon going in. Anti-R are definitely getting a bit affected after the game 1, because it does look like they are fighting where they shouldn't fight, right, Stark? Because that was a fight where it ended up being worse for them, and it allowed them to win back again in skirmish. Now there's a 2,500 gold lead, or 2,000 gold lead nearly building up for AOT.
Yep, the Graves in the early game died a little bit, and he's come back now. He's got the kills, and he's completed his Essence Reaver as well. And the Riven being very useful in the fight going on in the Baron lane. The Pantheon, and I think Riven obviously wins this matchup now because he's got an item. He's scaled a little bit, and Infernal Dragon still up. Nobody seemed to take it, but yeah, AOT coming back after a big fight which they did need, getting back the kills. And
yeah, the thing is, like, AOT plays at a tempo, right? In game 1 and game 2, you've seen them play aggressive, right? You have to match their tempo. But on the other side, right, this game, they were not able to match it as well as they could in game 1. And they just ended up making uncharacteristic mistakes. And this is because anti-R is not used to playing at this tempo at all, right? Whereas AOT, they only know how to play this tempo, right? So it's like you're inviting them to your world, and then they have to adjust, right? AOT, even if they lose skirmishes, right, because they keep taking so many skirmishes, they are bound to win 1 or 2. And because they know how to play them right, they are able to win out on top. And this is purely experience in this form of play, which is getting them these victories, right? That is why you will see that they will make mistakes, because they're doing a bit too aggressive, but they are playing this style. Anti-RR are just not used to it. Anti-RR want to play aggressive too, but then what happens when that happens is one of the players goes aggressive by using a 4-man ultimate on a Pantheon, and the others don't, and they're not on the same page as AOT is. And this is where the big gap happens, right? Because AOT are playing as a unit. When they skirmish as a 3, as a 5. The whole team knows what to do. But anti-RR does seem that there's a little bit of a disconnect in how some players want to play aggressive and some players don't want to play aggressive.
Definitely, you hit the nail exactly where it was supposed to go. And now we can see that the Infernal Dragon is still up after it's been more than 2 minutes. Go take the dragon, guys. But yeah, there is a pick coming, looking to happen in the tri-bush of the bot lane. Graves trying to push out the mid lane as well, but there might be a pick coming in. Zinza trying to get the lane dominance, but they don't know that 3 of them are still waiting there.
Wise man once said a dragon is just an excuse to fight later, and you can see right here again this dragon does get started by anti-Aras. Let's see what happens.
The PP is coming in from the Riven as well. AOT trying to reset the dragon, but they're already stuck inside. Corki pack is landing in. The Ari is going in. Pantheon ult coming in as well, but the Corki is getting damaged. The Sona misses the ult, but the Jinzao has taken the dragon. The Blue team gets a kill. The Riven is dead, but fight going on multiple fronts. Kaisa getting shut down here, and the Graves being locked in as well. Pantheon and Ari and Sona are still alive. They are fighting 3v3, but the double kill coming in from Jinzao. Oh, okay, Leona is on very low HP. Ari gets the kill. The Graves chasing down the Senna. One more, two more autos, and the Sona is dead as well. Ari, the last surviving member on anti-RR. 4 kills coming in from AOT for 3, and the dragon still goes to Ari. Okay, the Ari still being fought by the Graves, but Zinda gets the charm landing in. The gold card coming in. The fight over the wall. The Graves making an escape. Okay.
Crowley loves playing with fire. Again, he didn't have to take the last fight, but he chose to take it. Eventually, it's a 4-3 in favor of AOT, but AOT lose out on Infernal. So I would still say anti-RR come out on top. And again, you can see that these fights are not exactly being won over by one team, but it's always AOT who seems to completely somewhat come out on top. But hey, you know what? This fight should help anti-RR's mental a bit, because they got the Dragon, they got the steal, Camille made it happen. And now they know that they almost won against AOT. That means the next time they fight, they can even beat them. And you can see another fight might just happen later.
Yep, the TP coming in, the Leona using her ult, misses the ult, but gets the root, gets the stun. The redemption coming in, Charm landing on Kaisa, which is very good. The Pantheon is here, the Zinzao is here, the Sona is here, the Corkis, everybody is here in the fight. The fight landing, the Sona ult lands, the Leona is melted with the Pantheon, and they get a return kill back. The Charm lands again on the Crowley. Okay, Crowley is dead. The Ari gets the Charm. Pantheon diving under tower, he might not get the stun. He gets the stun on the Kaisa, gets another kill, and they're able to escape, but the Zinzao is a little too deep and gets melted down by the Zinzao. I mean, by the
that Zinzao pickoff is so pivotal, otherwise anti-RR just rush Baron right here. You can see
again goes back in again on the Riven, coming back for the fight and gets a kill, double kill coming in. The tower is down, and the shutdown, massive shutdown going in on Devesh to Skorky, and now they get a tower as well. Fight suddenly turned in anti-RR's favor. It's now 14-12. But the goal lead still stands with AOT.
And you will love to see this, don't you? Anti-RR, you know what? They are struggling with their identity to fight in this best of 5 series. But as this game has progressed, they have found it within themselves to play the aggressiveness that they are known to play. They get a great fight. The confidence in which the Pantheon went inside and towered over, the confidence in which Zinzao is diving is so great to see, Star, because now they're able to win out the fight. They're able to equalize the goal lead, and they're able to get the million tower. This is when their confidence starts skyrocketing. This is when the Sona heals start becoming a nuisance, and I think Crowley has seen this happen in the past. A Sona is a hard person to deal with in these teams in sort of team fights, and I dare say it, Stark, is looking a bit difficult for AOT right? Because when you have a Sona who's healing so much, life is not gonna be easy. Yes, the Graves will look to do a lot of damage, but when you have Sona healing yourself for so much, they have to kill her, otherwise it's all over for them.
Fight might be going on. The root lands on Ari, but the stun is there. The Charm lands on Ari as well. The Zinzao going in on the Leona. Leona pops one play to escape. The flash coming in from Zinzao. He has the damage. He will get the kill. And another pick off coming from anti-RR. Looking very strong now. And getting another, summoner off from this Leona.
Islay has been on point with his charms right here. One charm equals to one kill happening. And at this point, I would have to say Noxy is missing a bit of his abilities as well. His third ability was missed, but you can see another fight
might be going on in the Baron lane. The Pantheon is stuck between a rock and a hard place. The Riven going in with the ult. He has the stun. Will he get the stun? But Kaisa is here to escape. He gets the stun back in return. The return might be coming out, but the kill has gone over to Kale. And they're trying to get back some of the pressure they have lost in the early game. Ari is here to rotate with the Zinzao. Zinzao has the GA, but they will not be engaging because the dragon is spawning in 3 seconds.
Yeah, if the rotation happened a bit faster, AOT would have been a world worth of trouble right here, but they are somehow to make it back up. The good news is that Pantheon's ultimate will be up by the time this dragon fight happens, and remember there is no Graves ult, no Riven ult, and no Kaisa ult, and no TF ult. So there's no way anti-RR loses the dragon contest, and you can see already skirmish happening.
Missing, the TF has a gold card, the Leona goes in, but he is getting melted. The Corki package is there, he gets the TF is already dead. Graves killed again, but the Zinzao surviving through it all with the Sona going in, coming out. The Sona definitely being the MVP here, saving all of them on very low HP. Pantheon is back in the fight. The package has been used, but will they look for a fight? They seem to be just giving it up for now and looking for getting the Baron wave. And the Dragon goes over Antiara.
Yeah, the charm actually does miss Leona, but ends up hitting the TF, which is who you want to hit in the first place. And the fact that the Corki survives the silver HP because of the Sona as well. And honestly, let's be very, very, very honest, right? Crowley is getting caught off a lot. Right, so is the Leona at this point, and it's not getting caught off, but playing a tad bit too aggressive, right? And this is what you're saying, right? It can come to bite you back in this game. And again, this game is close, but it wouldn't have to be so close because again, in the attempt to kill, he almost got it, but he did not have ult, I think, at that time, and that the lack of that ult and the Sona being there clutch really helped anti-RR win this game skirmish. And now I think anti-RR are feeling quite confident because in the last 3 team fights they have won. They have won the last 3 team fights. They have taken the Dragon as well. Confidence should get back up. This is a team that now, who was once spamming surrender in the first 10 minutes of the game, have now gained the confidence that they can to win. And you can see right now, double bot, right? TF is there just to make sure that in case Pantheon goes crazy, TF can follow them up. And this is how anti-RR or AOT can look to win. They can't do the 5v5s anymore. They have to pick people off.
Exactly. We might see the battling push coming in from AOT. They're trying to siege the tower here. They have obviously more range compared to anti-RR, and Sona is looking to speed them up to get a pick here. Fight going on in the bot lane. The Pantheon has already lost his GA. He's flashing out to safety, but the TF ult has, I think, already been used, to be honest. The Pantheon makes it out safely. Sona will be there to give him a back ride home to his... Okay, he just escapes with the honey fruit.
Yeah, they blow the GA, which I think is good enough. TF did have his ultimate, chose not to follow, rather using it for a more skirmish. But you can see another fight, Pantheon versus 2 happening. Yeah, but it's just to disengage, make sure they don't get the tower. But look at this instant response to a Baron right here. But Kamil is ready. He's like, you know, boys. Oh, Stacks runs on the wall. Oh, survives.
The leash has happened already. They are looking 4 members of anti-RR are already here. Leona on already half HP. The Pantheon, the Riven ult coming in, but Riven CP is coming in, but he's already dead. The Ari gets a charm. The lands on the Kaisa. The Graves is again dead. There's no smite. The Zinza ult pushes him off. Riven has forced to flash off. The Godlike comes in from Ari. They get the kill on the ADC as well. This has been a complete reversal of fights happening, and this time anti-RR is there to respond, and they get the Baron. A throw happening from AOT. Blizzard is trying to escape with the TF. He has the gold card. He'll be escaping soon. But fight we're going in very much in favor of anti-RR now. They're looking to clean out the game. They have the battle. Okay, Clutch comes in. The Zinza was there to follow up. The TF is dead as well. And now the mid lane tier 2 has been destroyed. It's 21 to 13. It's 59,000 to 55,000. And they're looking to break down the mid inhibitor with triple cannon wave.
I have to be so honest. The irony of this game, right? Game 1 was lost by anti-RR when they forced a Baron. Game 2 is now being lost by AOT because they forced a Baron when people were found bot. And anytime the team that forced Baron ended up losing. And that's what happened yet again. Like, I just can't tell you the irony in this game, right? What happened to anti-RR in game 1 is exactly what happened to AOT in game 2. They took a Baron out of the blue and they ended up paying for it. What is the lesson we learned here, guys? Don't do Baron until you're absolutely goddamn sure, because Camille was there instantly and they just lost. And this is just horrible. And can they make a comeback start is a question you have to ask, because now it looks like anti-RR are very well in the driver's seat, and Elder spawning in 20 seconds. It is going to be, I think, an Ocean Drake Elder at this point, right? So it's going to be a Mountain Elder. So again, getting that onto their team will make them unkillable with these shields. And this is looking like game 3 is on and how, because game 2 is looking to go to anti-RR.
But just look at Kisley, right? He slowly, unknowingly, he's built up such a gold lead. He's almost completed his build. He has 4 items and he has the Crystal Reflector as well. He's 702 undead. Zinzao has got back his GA now. Corki not yet has his package, but they look to go in on the Sona, exactly what they need to be doing. Charm lands on Leona. Zinzao goes in, the Pantheon comes in, legendary for Ari. And now they're trying to lock down the Riven here. The double kill comes in. The Kaisa is the TF looking to escape. And now the fight has gone severely in favor of anti-RR. TF is on. Okay, TF just ults into tower and just dies. I don't know what he does, but the ace coming in from anti-RR, and they're looking to close out the game. and they're
Yeah, so
definitely
they
going to
get
play
a
it.
great pick onto Sona, but the problem is like Kisley is the MVP of this game. Those charms are so good, right? Able to get the charm over and over again. 10-0-13 on this pickup. Anti-RR are like, you know what, guys, we ain't done. Let's make it happen. Game 2 goes over to Anti-RR, and we have a series on our hands, Stark, like brilliant, brilliant game coming out from Anti-RR.
Exactly right. They have the pick, they have the potential. Kisley getting the MVP with 10-0-13. 4 items complete, every single medal on him except the support medals, of course. And this has been a mid lane dominance coming out from Antiara. They have the CC, right? They have the CC lock, they have the Pantheon stun, they have the RE charm to follow up the Pantheon stun, and then they have the Zinzao knockup, and they played it to extreme perfection in the objectives which they are known for, their team fights. And they come out clutch with their original craft and their playstyle, and they
I
this
mean,
game.
we've spoken so much about Kisle Zari, right? But this is a testament as to why this guy is such a great mid laner, right? Those charms were literally MVP winning performances, and anti-RR are showing why, the amount of damage that Kisle has done this game, right? Yes, they were behind in this game, but they were never behind for more than 5k. And once a comp scaled, nobody expected Seth Sona this one. You can bet your ass is going to be a Sona by next game coming for sure. But the brilliant carry performances. Shinex also getting his Pantheon was able to play very, very well. This is anti-RR in a lot of their comfort zone. Camille also looking very, very good. And I think a lot of mistakes coming out from IoT in the early game, definitely not making things easier for them. But yeah, guys, this is what it is. We are now back to game 3. The score is tied 1-1. And this is where we know, Stark, we have a series on our hands, don't we?
Exactly. They left anti-RR to play their comfort, and they paid a heavy price. Crowley trying something new with the Graves actually was pretty decent, but then, as mid game came, he just kept getting caught multiple times with the charm. I think Leona and Graves need to position a little bit better next. But yeah, it's a series. It's a fun series, and it's definitely going to be fun. I think game 5 on the charts.
Absolutely, right? Because what this game does is it serves as a mental reset for AOT, for anti-RR, because game 1 was like whatever. If anything, I would say that now AOT is a bit on the ropes because they have to make sure that they play really well. So let's hope that we can get them on there, because game 3, right? Whoever wins this has a lot of pressure off their head. This is how best of 5 series works, right? Now it's like you're playing another best of 3, right? So if you win this game, suddenly you're 2-1 ahead. You can still have the potential to make things happen. So let's just see what happened in this game. Baba cracking such weird jokes in the lobby chat. Baba, please don't make me laugh right here. But anyways, guys, we are in for game 3. I mean, I was like, what is Baba typing? And I couldn't help but laugh. But so yeah, this is a game on into hands, Stark. And what do you think? Game 3, game 4, game 5? What's gonna happen?
Looks like Antiara is back in form. AOT has suffered a defeat, but AOT said that mental is strong. There, obviously, it was a little bit unbeknownst. I mean, Crowley has not been very clean on the grave, not picked it multiple times. So I think he's just going back to more engage and here he comes, and that will maybe pick the sort the deal. But right, it's I think it's all about the support, right? The tank support loses, the enchanter always wins, right? It has been this case from this
Yeah,
meta.
I think this was a very good draft from Anti-R, right? Coming back to their comfort picks and getting Sona on Sev. I don't think AOT realizes that. They banned the Nami, they banned the Lulu with the meta, but you forget about the Sona, right? But more than the Sona, right? More than the Pantheon, I genuinely felt Kislev was a big difference maker in this game.
Exactly.
And I feel like Camille is looking so good on the Sins out too, right? He is playing aggressive, he outsmited Crowley, and I think if anything, Crowley and Co have to step the game up, right? And they can do that. But what anti-RR have shown to AOT, boys, agar if you don't bring the game on, we're gonna take the series up, right? So now you're gonna see a very tired AOT coming right here. And I think this is gonna probably be the best game of the series. Let's see. Or this might just be the most dominating game of the series. You'll have to wait and watch, because Script, it does matter, like at this point in the late game, even after killing Sona, it didn't matter. The 4v4 were just too strong. They were just too fed. Ari was making picks left, right, and center. Akali being the first bank coming out, right? They still want to continue the prowess of not giving Kisle Akali. But Kisle can just pick the Ari. He seemed to be quite good on it.
I mean, Blizzard is also very good on the area. I think they're just going to counter pick that and deny him. But let's see what happens, right? The last game, it was just the RE dominance. There was charm into stun into charm, and it was just it's a riot of CCs coming in from Antiara. And let's see what happens in this game. I think IoT will come back with force and
I
pick their
think that's
comfort.
yeah, like it's such a beautiful comp, right? You have the Ari charm, you have the Pantheon stun, you have the Zinza as well, right? You have a lot of CC that you can layer on top of each other. And this is where I feel like Shinex's Pantheon should probably get banned. Because not because, he can only play the champion, because it I think anti RR have played a lot of Pantheon. And the fact that you can give it up is a level of comfort for the Baron leader. But then again, it's still less about picks, it's more about execution. And this point, the execution lands in the side of AOT because they have to execute better. Because let's be honest, game 2 didn't look the best from AOT. We have seen better.
Exactly, right. The Leona kept going in, the Graves kept going in without his grid stacks. I think if he had got his grid stacks complete, taken a fight before engaging in the fight, or got his armor up, he would have survived. But landing the charm obviously makes true damage easier for the Sari, and he got instantly melted. So they have to play a little bit. I mean, they have to not play like Foxfire style, which is basically in every time they get a chance. But shout out to BOS and Foxwell, Scout. But yeah, they have to layer their CCs, they have to wait, and they have to do the damage from the backline, which they should be doing. And yep, this needs to be done. And if they layer their CCs like Antiara did, and they pick a little bit more CC, I think it should be game. They should come back.
Absolutely. I mean, I
And they
have a
should obviously
feeling.
prioritize the enchanters. Definitely.
I feel for sure. We've just seen 3 bans come out: Akali, Lee Sin, Galio. I'm gonna just tell Anti-Air to ban fast.
I mean, the delay in that bans actually worked out, no?
Yeah, but you can't take 10
Yeah,
minutes to
yeah,
ban.
true, definitely.
People should be given not more than 30 to 40 seconds per ban.
Dude, both casters look alike. Okay, it has been so
Oh, the
many
chat is all
weeks.
like the castle of the same. Yes, we do, guys. We are just
It,
brothers from another mother at this point, and two Gragas in front of you are casting this amazing Wildrift game. Let's go.
yep,
Fiora getting banned out. They don't want to give the Fiora to Swifty. It looks like the split push threat is real with the Fiora.
yep. But Fiora doesn't have much. I mean, Fiora is definitely a good pick. Shinex Pantheon will be there to counter it. To be honest, Shinex, in the first game played true to his, like he went for the correct itemization, got the Bramble early, to counter the Fiora. But
It just didn't matter. Well, he did
yeah,
want a skirmish too, but that's only because Fiora went aggressive.
yeah,
Fiora played
true,
like
true.
me, honestly. So I was like, that would have been me dying as well. I'm like, I can kill him, but again, it's just the gap was still there, right? Fiora was able to outscale very hard. Again, I feel Graves is good, but we might just end up seeing a Zinzao first pick come out from Crowley. Crowley has this thing. I don't think he wants to play Zinzao. Crowley is always like, I will deal with the Zinzao. And I think he did in game 1, but did not in game 2. And it's obviously not just him, it's also team diff at that point and how well people play it. So I think it just matters a lot into how the response will be. Right now, he can just pick it himself, right? And AOT, if they pick that, right, stock, like they have a very strong early game. It just fits into their play style, right? They are trying to play early game and skirmish on champs that scale late game, right? With the way in the Ori
Exactly,
they did
exactly.
that. With the Graves, yes, strong early, true, but again, not the strongest, I would say. Or even if it is, like, I mean, you just maybe they just play super aggressive early. They just pick champs that win. Note that Gragas is up. Ah,
Mm.
could he still get banned here? But Gragas is up, guys. Don't tell anyone. Shh.
Dude, they're all listening to the cast. I think they're definitely going to pick Gragas if it's left open.
Oh
It's
my god,
really good for
anti-RL's last
the.
ban will be Gragas. Oops.
Oopsie.
Oopsie ho jayega, guys, at this point.
He's such a good disengage right now, right?
What
And
do you think of Gragas getting banned so often? Like, I don't think anytime he wins, it's because of him, right? It's just that there's something about Gragas that is more priority ban than a Renekton, a Garen, or a Fiora or whatever, right?
he is not going to lose lane if he's played in Baron. He's going to offer CC in the jungle as well. And even as support, right? He's a counter to the engaged tanks. So Gragas can be played literally in 3 lanes. Mid lane also can be played. There's a challenger player called Grokster on Reddit, right? He plays mid lane Gragas and he dominates every matchup. He's very good against the AD meta right now. So Gragas can be literally played 4 lanes except ADC. And I think he can actually be played ADC with Fasting Sun as well. So the alcohol helps him play in every lane possible. So Gragas disengage, very good disengage. Can be played tank, can be played AP.
True. I think the versatility of the champion where he can go support jungle mid top and then the fact that he doesn't lose lane in any of those all of those roles makes him like a very amazing pick, right? That you can always flex. That's the reason why Gragas has been so strong in the meta. I agree with you. The last ban is going to be Nami.
Okay, they want to remove Sars Nami, but the Lulu's open. I think high priority for Lulu.
I
Whoever
like
loses,
this.
Lulu wins.
Lulu's open, but so is the Gragas.
Mm-hmm.
I would still possibly take Gragas
No,
because
I would.
if they take the Lulu, they can just pick Sona. I mean, they have options,
Yeah,
right?
I know. I think it's definitely it has to be
They have
Lulu pick
options.
first. Lulu pick first. I
Yeah.
want the Lulu pick. It's
Let's
just
head
too
into the
close to
loading
my
screen,
screen.
guys. Now that we are just about to start with the last ban as well. Uh, Gragas is the ban, guys. They read our stream. Shit. Which makes
That's
sense, honestly, because they don't want to give Gragas. If they pick Lulu, they can just pick Sona into it, right? Uh, it just me ask them if the teams are ready at this point. If they are, then we can get started with game three. Let us know in chat who you think is going to win stock because it looks like we have an insanely fun series on our hands, right? Now Anti RR is a third team to beat AOT in the tournament, right? First it was TGT, then it was Band of the Hawk, and now it's Anti RR, right? So there are chinks on the armor of AOT finally showing up also.
Yep, the Wall Titan can be actually defeated here, and
Yeah, the Colossal Titan. What do you call AOT, right? The Colossal Titans. What
yeah,
what is what does that make the other teams, right? The Armored Titan, the
yeah,
Beast Titan, or the Attack Titan. I think AOT are the Attack Titan. Right? They just want to
yeah,
be the
true, true.
best.
Yeah, true. See, let's see what happens. What goes in the RE is left open, the Pantheon is left open, the Lulu is open. I think all of Andiara's comfort picks are open, but I think they're going to just deny it. Let's
I
see
mean,
whether
I
they
think I
actually.
don't think the Pantheon is the game changer, but it definitely allows anti-Ana to play that combo. But I think Pantheon did do a little too aggressive skirmishes like the 4-man ultimate in the mid lane that we've seen him do as well. So, the attack on team is ready. The Colossal Titans, I think anti-RR is the armored Titan. What do you
Mm,
think? Because like they are just like so tanky and they always are, the ones who are there. You can soak a lot of damage and things like that. And I think AOT is the attack Titan. So I think Band of the Hawk is a beast Titan because they're very smart in how they play.
true. Actually, dude, that is actually true.
And we are like the shitty Titan, which I don't want to know, so we'll not
Nah,
pick that.
nah, nah,
But
nah.
Band of
We
the
are the
Hawk is
Colossal Titan.
Band of the Hawk is definitely the beast Titan
Yeah,
because
yeah, true, true.
he's a smart guy. So attack Titan is there. The bans are in front of you. Yeah, walk me through what's gonna get picked here because I have a feeling Lulu might not be
First
first
pick
pick.
Lulu. Please go for the Lulu. I mean, it should actually definitely it should be the Lulu first pick, but they lock in
Oh,
the
it's a
Corki.
takeaway. It's a takeaway. It's Devesh's takeaway. Devesh, they know, obviously loves playing a lot of marksmen, but by far Corki is his best. And not to forget, right? Eternal's best. He's a top 50 server Corki in the game, boys.
Exactly.
But then Lulu gets taken away and Crowley ends up picking Zinzao. We don't know. What do you think? Yes, no. They're playing around with
Dude,
these picks.
dude, I'll tell you, Lulu Renekton is extremely sleeper OP broken because the Renekton ult plus the Lulu ult, he's just going to be able to tank
I,
every engage in the game. But Devesh locks in his other comfort pick is the Zaya.
I think that's a good pickup, but I feel like Corky Lane is still gonna have some bit of. He's gonna be fine in the early game too. Zinza gets picked here, which means AOT are denying that pickup from Camille. Camille has responded with that. With the Camille is almost as if he's ready. Ki, bro, if you pick Zinza, I will pick Camille. I'm ready. But then again,
Camille
in the
picks
early game,
Camille.
not that bad, honestly, right? Oh wait,
No.
that's a Corky mid. And that's a Kaisa jump. Oh wow, double AD carry combos. Let's go. Scaling now. Definitely on the side of AOT.
Let's lock
Oh boy. Are
the
we gonna see it? Are we gonna
troll.
see it?
The
Oh
troll is
yes!
there.
We
The
are gonna see it start.
troll. The Zon troll. The
We're gonna see the
poison
Saints.
boy.
The Saints is here. The AP Bruiser tank is here. Your thoughts on AOT's com? Holy crap, that's fun.
It's definitely very good, right? But they lack engage. They lack engage. The only engage is going to be the Zinzao, and the Brom. Obviously, he's going to be shielding more than he's the disengage. But yeah, if Sinch makes it work, he's definitely going. Rantier are just going for their standard picks, right? They go. The Zaya is actually Devish's primary pick, right? His favorite pick, other than the Corki. He's still locking in the Zani, so they have the stunt to deal with Sinch when he walks in front. And the Camille, the Renekton, the just very spicy picks here. If they lock down the Corki, it's definitely be very good. It's Good. Let's see. It's a
Yeah, I
Blizzard mid
mean,
lane.
it's the Annie pick in the mid definitely making things super worthwhile as well for anti RR, because now they have a proper engage, right? Other than that, they don't really have an engage apart from the Camille, because you can, if he goes in first, he's probably gonna die. So I like the Brom, honestly. I feel like we are very undervaluing Brom's in. And I definitely agree, Lulu Knight is like great, but this all comes down to the Xin Zhao and his aggression. And now he's a champion that generally wins all across in the aggression phase. So let us know, guys,
Exactly.
who you think is going to win game 3. We will have a poll up for you very soon. Game 3 between Anti, RR, and AOT is about to start, Stark. And level 1 shenanigans look to be coming out from AOT already.
If they look to go for an invade, it's the Braum, it's the TGT, it's the Route 66 is the
Oh,
stat
69,
66.
69. 420 and 69. This is invade number 69 coming out that AOT is now taking. They get a free blue for themselves, and I don't even think Anti-RR know what's happening, right?
Yep, doing the dominance on the Zinzao. The Zinzao Braum is just too good. Camille is very slow on this. Camille, they'll night. Okay.
Yeah, and look at this side. They're going for the gank already in the bot lane, and they almost have to get it. Crowley, being up to aggressive flashes at just the right time, but it is anti-RR who get first blood. The auto attack from Kai'Sa travels a tad bit faster, and Crowley's back gets interrupted by Seth, and Seth, oh my god, Seth, you shouldn't have done that. They ends up blowing a splash in the process. But great start for anti-RR. In a 3v2 gank, they are the ones who get first blood.
Exactly. They blow all the sums as well from AOT in the bot lane, but their sums are gone too. But the Kai'Sa getting kills early compared to the Xayah getting kills compared to the Kai'Sa in the early game, definitely going to be much better for the fight. And fight breaks out in the Baron lane as well, doesn't get much done. But Camille will get a little bit of a farm lead compared to the Zinza, even though he does get
Yeah, gets around a camp lead in that amount of time, which is great for her because she just wants to get level 5 at this point. And again, I know this, right? AOT just want to play skirmish, right? And when they're playing Zinzao, Crowley's telling his team, guys, I'm going in, you need to follow. If you can't follow, then there's no point. And you can see another skirmish happening. But this time, it's too late. They already get that, so there's no flash onto Seth. Seth could be double. Annie also has a flash away at this point. They're looking to get stacks. Stacks and racks is what the name of the game is. But at this point, the disengage is perfect from anti-RR. And they lose the scuttle. God forbid. Are they going to lose the second one too? Is something we have to wait and see. No, never mind. Swifty is there just to make sure he gets a scuttle on as well. But great disengage from anti-RR there.
Yep, the Lulu shield's coming in clutch. They're able to escape. Kisley is forced to use his flash on the Annie, but he gets a stun over the wall and is able to disengage the Zinzao as well. And the Lulu shield just helping them come out to safety. But some blown in the process.
Absolutely, and this is a great start for anti-RR because they are getting first blood. They're again matching anti-RR in the aggression department, and you have to wonder though. This time, though, scaling does look to be in the hands of anti-RR or of AOT with double ADC. But make no mistake, right? Anti-RR aren't gonna fall off, right? They have Annie who can one-shot people. They also have Xayah who ends up scaling quite well in the game too, right? So just a matter of execution right here at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think definitely it's going to be anti-RR. Actually, anti-RR who scales better because the Annie is going to pop them one shot, and nobody's going to be able to burst down the enemy, right? Because it's the Renekton scale. I mean, Zinz and Renekton don't scale as well, but Zinza will be falling off in the late game while Camille is going to be scaling the true damage. And let's see. I think the jungler, the Baron, is favored the scaling to.
Absolutely, right? And you can see right here, Blizzard's looking to back, right? It does get his back. Stacks has to make sure that, he allows the back to happen right here. The goal lead is 1k in favor of anti-RR in the early game. And that's mostly on the side of the ADC, who's around who's a 300 gold lead. Midlane also, if you can see, 2500 gold to 2600 gold. So, Kale. Oh, wait, never mind. It's Blizzard playing marksman. It's Kale playing mid.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm a Dumbo. I just saw that now. Crazy.
Blizzard, Kale going in the Corki. He's more better on the Corki, right? Compared to Blizzard.
Yeah. No, not that. Plus, Corki mid makes more sense because,
exactly.
Against that, he will have some disengage if he needs to. Against the Camille as well. Now you can see that the first 4-minute objective fight is going to be on the Herald. They instantly run for it. Braum also runs for it. They see it. They will match it. Renekton is not there. Kai'Sa is very slow to roam as well. Annie is waiting for a ult from the back. Watch Kisley in this team fight. His Annie ult is going to make or break this team fight. Here comes 50 as well. Renekton is a bit too late, mind you. Renekton will be late on the roam. Camille has to dash away. Oh, this is gonna go Herald on the table. The package is also ready. Camille still wants that. Camille will die for it, but Camille does not get it. Smited away by the Zinzao right here. And again, the fight happens. Swifty is running like a madman with his poison trail trying to get people. Camille will survive to the skin of the seat right here. Not before that he will get a kill. The Swifty will die eventually, but not before they get a lot of damage in the process. Then it could be ends up getting ulted as well. Look at the HP inside of anti-RR. They are so low. A few auto attacks are all that it takes. The double marksman composition is a lie from AOT as they look to get the skirmish. At the end of the day, it's a 3 for 3, but the Herald goes over to AOT and Stark. Great team fight coming up from this team.
Since the troll is amazing, he just is running through the entire team, goes in the backline unchecked, and is able to almost kill Camille. The Lulu shield comes in clutch and is able to turn back to trade for them. They get the ult off. The Renekton gets caught off by the Kai'Sa and gets a kill before dying. Kills going in actually gone for the Zaya on the side of anti-RR, and it's pretty good. But on this side, the kill obviously goes on to the Corki.
Yeah,
and
without any ultimates, I would say the double marksman comp still can do a lot more. We can see another skirmish happening, Stark. Annie ult is what they need to really wait for. I would not want to fight with Annie late or not. I don't think in the early game we should win against both of that. The later this game goes, the better it is, and they are looking to just get tower instead. Brent is on the top side without any teleport, so this is just telling you that they are happy to take the tower trade. And now, could be in trouble. They waste. Makes a mistake, chooses to stick on the tower for no reason right here. Will end up dying. And look at this, Kai'Sa has made the rotation. Can she stop the tower? No, she cannot. Or maybe she can. Oh, no, she cannot. Does have her ultimate. This could be trouble. Kai'Sa could end up dying right here. Blizzard is in trouble. And Blizzard does not have his ultimate. And this is going to be a solo kill. Oh my god, to the skirmish of the seat. The cannon, if he had just kited to the right instead of the left, he would have survived. So he ends up getting 1 for 1, which is not the worst considering that he should have lost that. I think the Renekton could have played that attack bit better also. And again, going Triforce. Oh my god, that's something you don't see often. Very interesting. And again, team fights are about to break down right here. Zinzao is late to the low measure. Teleports comes from Renekton as well. The grounded happens. Stax is in trouble. Ends up landing a nice 2-1 ultimate. Good bit of disengage coming out. And it gets flipped. Renekton gets stunned. And he lands onto people as well. But here comes Blizzard as well in the process as well. It's a 1 for 2 at the end of the day. With anti-RR losing 2 in the process. And again, Blizzard, the double ADC comp coming huge on this side of AOT as they look to get 3 kills for themselves and lose none in the process. And now they should look to reap the rewards of their team fight, which is going to be the Cloud Drake. AOT looking a lot more cleaner this game in this skirmish, Scout.
Exactly. The singed ground bubble was insane, right? They forced everybody to disengage there. Lulu ult, I think, went by mistake on Camille. It should have gone on the ADCs, but I don't know what happened there. And Camille gets just flipped like an omelette multiple times there. The Braum stacking her, the Singe flipping her, the Zinzao knocking her up, he's just dead, right? And they don't have the necessary follow-up to fight. Second TP is in, but doesn't really have much of an impact there. Corki in the side just landing bomb.
The Renekton gets a kill, I think, but he just ends up getting flipped with the Pantheon. Without an ultimate, I don't think he can do much. Lulu ultimate was, I think, we can use on the Renekton itself. But now AOT on the driver's seat at 4th on goal lead, and this is, I think, AOT, realizing that, too much skirmishing for no reason. Let's just play a bit smart. Meanwhile, the bots at 2v2 happening. Zinzao and oh my god, fight happening. Renekton also in there. Camille, Renekton also Zinzao and Singe. Who's gonna win? Renekton has to run away. The knockup lands on the Camille as well. This 2v2 is being won by AOT and How. And Shanex is in trouble. Swifty is running after him like a madman. My poison tail is not enough. Flash from Crowley gets so slow on Shanex as well. A tad bit too aggressive right now. Remember, again, Mission has a stun and they will smartly disengage. Like, thank god for that. Meanwhile, the top side 2v1 and he dies in the process, gets ulted on the face, gets stunned up, and Blizzard and Stax, the old bot lane of AOT, making things happen themselves. And now things are looking not good for anti-RR since they lose more people in the process.
The double AD comp coming in full here. The Blizzard is doing so well on the Kai'Sa playing back with his old role here. And it's just too clean, right? They're playing the fights, they're taking the skirmishes which they wanted to do in the first 2 games, right? And they're winning on both sides. They're playing cross-map plays, and they're just getting the leads back in return. And now it's almost 6,000 gold lead coming in for AOT, and the scaling is just too good on their side. Corki 304. It is his essence lever. Kai'Sa 421 completed her blade, has the upgrades, and it's looking just clean. Zinzao pick being very useful. Zinzao is like a Sasta Braum, right? He just goes in and the fight going on in both sides helps them out. Gets 2 kills, 3 kills actually, and well played by UT,
Yeah,
using their lane
absolutely
placements in
right
the
at
early
this
game.
point. 0-1-7 Zinzo, but definitely being aggressive, going for his Talash item second. And the marksmen are fed, right? 3 kills onto Corki, 4 kills onto Kaisa, 3 kills onto Cinch. The right people, I would say, have the kills, right? The damage dealers and the frontliners, in a way, have damage. And this point, the goal lead is now ballooned to 7,000, and this is looking like AOT's game to finish. Having said that, though, there are possibilities with the right amount of engage onto Annie and the right champions, they can still make things happen for themselves. They opted to not pick the Pantheon, I think, which, they could have and should have picked, honestly, why not? But they wanted to on frontline for some reason, not opted to go for the Pantheon. And now, Camille could be in trouble, has to end up hookshotting, but look at this hookshotting in front of the Brom and the Kai Samina on the mid lane again. Seth is in trouble. A nice double shot coming out from Kai Zaya right there. Will not make his support survive. The poison tail is enough to kill Seth on that Lulu right here. And again, Anti-Ara losing one in the process. Slowly and steadily, AOT are increasing the goal lead further and further and getting these picks one after the other. Another fight happening, Annie with an ult, but this does nothing. Camille just gets instantly boosted. Zinzao is in form as well. And again, you are wondering why did Crowley just not pick Zinzao to begin with? Right? If they can play so aggressive with an early game pick, this it's showing very, very well for them. And I think this is AOT's comfort comps, I would say, at this point, like going back to Singed, going to the double marksman compositions, because remember, Blizzard was also a marksman main before he transitioned to mid, right? This is looking right up their alley. Stax playing one of his best champions, that is Brom, looking like comfortable in this game so far.
Yep, exactly. They got the turret in the Baron and they got the turret in the bottom lane. The Renekton, whoever goes in, right, is instantly flipped, and the Lulu is proved useless by the Sims because he has the burn, he has the slow, right? Nobody's able to follow up with the grounded, and now they're looking to just secure the Mountain Dragon as well. Very, very good on both Zhao and there.
Yeah, and the package is being used mid because the enemies got the dragon for free, and the amount of poke that Seth takes makes him use his ultimate just to not die right here. And again, the goal lead is now ballooning to around the 9,500 goal lead. Not looking good for AOT at all, right? Let's be honest, right? But let's see what happens because for anti-R, let's not look for anti-R at all. I mean, and again, mid lane tower could be the next one to go down stuck. And what do you do if you're anti-R in this game? Like, you're just losing everything.
Yep, I think actually they need to lock down one of them. I think they need to lock down the Corki, and the Lulu ult has to actually go on the people who matter. No, the Zinza was obviously able to defend it very well.
And again, Zinza loses for his ultimate, just goes after the knockup onto Annie. Annie gets, just dies in the process, does not even get to use her ultimate, does have harder flash also up, just gets completely boosted. In a second, there's no way at all that, Annie realizes that she's going to be in trouble. In the mid lane, as Davish is in trouble. Oh my god, this is going to be a storm right? No ult again. Nice bit of stun again. Lands onto Crowley again, and Swifty's changed. Pocket pick, we call these picks, right? Picks that you don't always play, but when you play, you just don't know. The enemy doesn't know how to deal with it. At this point, him playing that pick, 4-1-5, looking extremely strong. Riven could be, so Retin goes in for an ultimate. They get a pick onto Kaisa. Finally, they get a pick for themselves in a process. Long time coming after say, and happy that they eventually do get it. The Renekton does end up using his ult and flash to get that stun off, but it does make it worthwhile for him.
Yep, getting a shutdown on the Kaiser is definitely good, but the people they have to target is the Corki. They have to target the Singed because, the Singed is being such an annoying pick in this situation, right? He's able to counteract any engage that they're doing. And, Andy are trying to get back some of their grounding, standing which they had lost. But it's now 10,000 gold lead, it's 2 dragons, it's a tower lead, right? And it is just looking to close out this game.
Yeah, I mean, this game started off well for AOT and it just ended up going better and better and better from that point onwards. The Million Tower, however, is still not gone down, something that Anti-R have been holding on to for a really long time.
Yep, the Renekton pick is definitely good, but they're able to wave clear enough to secure the mid lane. I mean, they prevent the mid lane from going down, but taking a lot of damage in the process.
Exactly. The game has slowed down for a bit because there's no objective on the map to be taken except for the Baron itself. And now Anti-R are playing as a 4-man unit. They've sent the Kai'Sa top, but I don't think you should send a Kai'Sa top against, Zaya top against a Singed who can just flip you over yet again. But the mid lane siege is happening. It's a 4-man ARAM mid at this point, and you just have to wonder if AOT just start Baron. And yeah, they do. There's no point in just holding off, force them here if they want to, but Anti-R have no idea what's coming to them. They just just end up backing right, and all three of them back. There is nothing that can prevent AOT from taking the banner unless, of course, the Renekton himself does something. Oh, Krabi does not get his. Oh, does he is able to get this? Now Kami is not there yet, and they will get the Baron. They will flip the Annie. Annie should flash away. Ultimate from Blizzard, make sure he gets the kill onto the Annie as well. And again, AOT just looking super darn strong. They want to get the kill. He ends up ulting the Braum, but to no avail. The Xin Zhao, the Lulu is dead. It's an ace on the side of AOT.
It's a flippity flip. Everybody is getting flipped, and now they have got the ace and the Baron. And I think they're looking to just close out with pushing the mid lane. They have the members, they have the double cannon, right? They have all 5 members up, right?
Let's see if they're able to do it. They definitely have 10 seconds, 7 seconds to go for Shinex, who does not have his ult. They might look to end it right here, and again, a huge domination, right? We knew that this game was going to be a storm or a complete dominance, and it turned out to be a complete dominance because AOT in game 3 take the lead in the series 2-1 with a beautiful and a very, very, very dominating performance coming out from them.
Yep. It was just a very good. I mean, they had the draft, right? They picked a little bit of old draft. They have the playstyle. There was a role swap as well coming in from KL in the mid lane, Blizzard in the bot lane. And it's again Swifty with the absolute troll MVP pick. Chad. Finished. His mask is under his nose. Pick it up, bro. But he's able to burn the entire enemy team to the ground. Just clutching.
Look at his damage as a Singe, right? Like he did as much damage as his marksmans. He was 16.5, 17,000 damage that he was able to deal with, right? And Braum also just playing so good. And anti-RR with this composition did seem a bit off. And you wonder, right, when Devesh is not on Corki, does that mean he's going to be in trouble? Because it felt like that. I don't think he played that well. I think, again, being caught out as a Xayah under a turret when the Herald is being used, mistakes were made. Yes, he had the damage, but if you look at the score, right, 2, 4, and 3, he's not have the impact. Died 4 times as a marksman. And again, the Annie pickup also not doing much at all for anti-RR. Anti-RR, they have to go back to the drawing board because if it looks like the AOT has woken up, they're like, you know what, guys, enough of losses. Let's just make this happen. And the loss definitely getting them back to a bit of a serious mode right here.
Yep. That's a lot of difference coming in from game 2, right? The AOT is just back into form. Crowley picking something that he's usually not very comfortable on. And Swifty going back to his pocket pick on the Singed. He's able to melt the entire enemy team. And it's just a very good draft from their side. They have balance, they have the Braum, they have the invade as well, which delays Kamil, even though they get a pick, right? It was just too good. And we'll be looking in for game 4. Let's see, game 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-1 in favor of AOT right here, guys. So if anti-RR have to win the series, they have to make the miracle and happen. They have to win the next 2 games. And it's not impossible, let's be honest. Anything is possible at this point. But the way that AOT have played in game 3 makes me think that they just want to make it a 3-1 and end the game. But kudos to anti-RR. I think the first 2 games were definitely close. And game 3 could potentially also be close. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Because I feel like draft is going to say a lot, isn't it, Stark, onto how these teams are going to be able to play.
Exactly. Like you said, right? They went back to that game, but this time the counter picks coming in from AOT were just too good. And this time they didn't have actually any range, right? And Tiara didn't have any range. They had the Annie, right? And they had the ADC was also not having enough dominance in this lane because Xayah doesn't have more range compared to the Corki and the Kai'Sa. And they had no forms of engage other than the Camille. And Camille was instantly flipped over, thrown back to his team and melted down. So any engage was actually a disengage for an AOT. So they need to pick up some range. They need to pick up some CC. The Renekton pick not working out against the poison. And
the Renekton was picked first, right? The Singe was a response to them.
Exactly. It needs to be a Pantheon ban coming out. The bans have started, right? It's going to be Pantheon ban coming in from AOT. Pantheon is going to pick side 4. Okay, they've not yet picked it.
Games 1, 3, and 5 are to AOT, right?
Yeah, good. Right, cool. Let's see what happens.
So let's see what happens. You're trying to define what sides people are playing at this point, but a 2-1 victory definitely means that you're nearly there. And we were gonna ask today if AOT were gonna get tested, and in the first two games, yes, they were. In game three, however, they look to come back in their element, and this is the beauty for best of five, right? Best of five is not just about how good you are in one, two, three; it's about how good you are in the entire series. And adaptation is a very big part of a best of five series, right? If you can adapt your enemy, which you can see that is happening in the change of bans, right? That is gonna be very exciting as well. So I can't wait and see what happens. Uh, and TL have chosen to get blue side this game. So I'm gonna be a little curious to see what happens. But what are your thoughts? Like, do you think, looking at the way AOT have played game three, can they just finish the game and get a 3-1 here?
I think AOT is back in form. They're playing picks, they're playing comfort, right? They've gone back to their old, like, Antiara went back to second game, their old picks. AOT went back in the third game. It's just now, they're playing, hit their full form, they're playing with full finesse. And AOT seems to be playing on top. Let's see if they get a 3-0, 3-1, sorry. And I mean, yeah, I think
What do you
it's
think?
AOT favored now, to
Yeah,
be
so what do
honest.
you think of the Zinzao pickup right here? Because I think for now, Zinzao has a 2 out of 3 win rate in the series, right? Zinzao has won 2 out of 3 games, one on the side of AOT, one on the side of anti-RR. They also lost with the Zinzao at this point. So now we're in a position where Zinzao could be a priority, and suddenly the Zinzao priority has shot up quite a bit for both these teams. And I feel like in this game, right, if Zinzao is left up, you could just see Camille first pick that.
Yeah, to be
Or
honest,
could you not?
yeah. I think Singsa is a good pick, but let's see actually what happens. Right, it's going to be enchanters being a little bit obviously support priority. I will obviously go back for the enchanters, but Zinza very good, right? He's like a, how do you say? He's the counter to Camille. He's exactly what Camille exactly against his Camille, because he's early game. He has the disengage with his ult, right?
Yet the Camille was picked into the Zinzao. Like, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts on
yeah.
anti-RR's draft for game 3? I felt like they definitely seemed to be off when they did not get Zinzao.
True, true. Definitely. Like, Kamil pick, Camille, Camille pick was not very good against the Zinsa, right? So the jungle was already lost when the picks happened right in the draft, to be honest. And Kamil going in every time, just he's getting flipped, he's getting thrown back out from the Zinsa, he's
Well,
getting pushed back very much.
Zinzao, we just got to know Zinzao has been banned out. So no more Zin for Crowley, no more Zin for Camille. And Camille might play Camille, which would be very interesting. But then again, Crowley can still pick whatever he wants. He still has a Wukong on the J4s. Then again, so does Camille, right? Camille also plays Wukong and J4, right? Greg is still left out for both of these teams. And Ari would be a priority pick, right? Would you envision Kisley going back to his Ari in game 2? That he won in game 2?
Yeah, definitely. I think they need the CC, they need the chain CC, right? They need the CC layers. And if they go back to their old picks, they go back to their, team fight oriented picks, I think they will be able to win in extended team fight. But yeah, second game was just Crowley playing something he's not very accustomed to, right, with the Graves. And now he's back on his form, he's back with the engage. I think it's definitely going to be a bit of a problem for Antiara. And
Well, I think
they're good now.
it's just about, like, you've seen in all the games, it's all about early game skirmish, right? AOT is making anti-RR play at their tempo, and they're beating them with experience, right? And anti-RR is winning some skirmishes, they're losing some skirmishes, but at this point, I think it all boils down to how well they're able to keep that sustain up, right? Because sometimes or the other, right? AOT have just played a little bit better. The bottle is showing up better this game. I would say that definitely in game 3, KL, Blizzard, they all showed up very well. So did Brom on that matter. And I think just you might just see a resurgence of Brom again from AOT, right? Because this seems like a comfort pick for them. They don't really care. Kaisa is the ban and the Nami is the ban. What are these bans? Kaisa being banned out. They don't want to give KL one of his comfort picks, but they are also taking away Kaisa from the pool of Devesh themselves.
I think Devesh
So
is not very high prior on Kaisa, to be honest. He'll look for the Corki, look for the Zaya. If they
let's
get
head
one
into loading screen,
down,
guys, if you can, Baba. Huh. So
Corki is banned out, right? The Kaisa is banned.
Corky, so he can. What does he pick? Does he pick go for Zaya round 2? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Kale can play anything, right? Kale can still play Lucian. Kale can still play Varys. Kale can play Tristana. Kale can play a lot of things we know, right? So at this point, he's more than ready to respond to that pick right here. Guys, all the bans have been done. We are just about to get started very soon. Lee Sin, Pantheon, Corky, Zin, Kaisa, Nami, Renekton still up. But I think at this point, they don't mind giving the Renekton away, because now that they know Shinex is going to be mostly just playing Renekton, they can answer with a Fura. They can answer with a Singed. And Gragas is still up, mind you. Could be taken away. We'll have to wait and watch what happens.
Very good disengages are still left in the game, right? The Sinch coming out very clutch for a disengage last match, which was very expected, right? But this time they have the comfort of the Gragas on both the teams, to be honest. So let's see what is the first pick. Lulu is open again, but I think it's Zinzao is gone, right? So it's Lulu or the Gragas who's going to be picked first.
I
Let's
think
see.
it has to be the Gragas. I don't think Lulu pick was any helpful for them. At least this way they get the Gragas. Camille can play it in the jungle as well. Not a bad pickup, honestly. But this is your game to cast, Stark. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Akali's left up too, by the way. Holy crap, we forgot about that.
Yeah. I think actually Akali is not very useful in this.
I mean,
It's to be played in the mid lane, right?
unless they pick Lulu and Akali at the same time, right? If
True.
they don't have an Akali, there's a possibility that they can still do that. You have to wait and watch.
Yep. So let's see what happens. 50 locking in, the Akali will be actually decent. But the first pick coming in, it is the Gragas, like you said. It is in the jungle, like you said. It's going to be Kamal on the first pick. They lock in the Akali in the Baron lane to deny the Kisley. Deny Kisley's pick there. Crowley may be looking in. Team fight oriented pick. Let's see what happens.
Wait, what? Are they gonna just pick like Akali? Swifty's gonna take Akali Baron? Is that the case? That's actually very
True.
smart because what does like you don't play Renekton into that, right? At this point.
Exactly. They lock in. Like you, I don't, you're a prophet. You're a prophet. They're picking the Akali and the Lulu.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you pick the Akali and the Lulu because if you pick Akali and give away Lulu, that kind of like does not work for them. I
Exactly.
honestly thought Stark that anti-Ara would do this, but it looks like AOT are the ones who are doing this. It's very very interesting to see, right, at this point. And I like
Yeah.
that pickup honestly. Gragas Jungle is not bad, yes, but
Yes,
Fizz is the
yeah.
response. Lovely assassin v assassin. But note that it's in the mid lane. Lucian mid can do well into the Fizz. Braum getting picked by Seth. A lot of CC coming out from anti-RR. Galio what? Galio
Oh,
mid? That's a
nice.
great response too because that's a very good pick into the Fizz and the Garen and the Gaga, sorry.
Let's see. We don't know yet whether it's going to be in the
Crowley going for
support,
Camille. Yeah,
right?
it is Lulu's picked support, bro. I don't
Oh
think that
yeah,
happening.
true. Devesh my way. Oh, he's just going back to his resume. Like it's a good draft from both ends. The Galio pickup is damn good because it's the Gragas and the Fizz, right, who's going to be coming in first. So Galio is just going to be able to tag them, taunt them, and Shinex just maybe locking in the Renekton again. The point
Yeah,
here.
but the thing is, Renekton into Akali. Oh, Fiora!
Fiora!
He ends up picking Fiora for himself. Oof, oof.
Nice.
Things just got spicy. So you haven't seen Shinex play Fiora, but the fact that he can still play a Fiora, the Vayne Lulu bot lane will give them late game scaling again. Vayne is a great pickup. Early game as well. Braum will have priority to some extent, but I would still say the advantage is going to go into the late game scaling of AOT. Camille Galio. Oh my god, if they use Camille Galio, how do they survive, right? How does Ezreal survive? How does Fizz can still maybe survive actually? I have
So
to
I
wait and
don't
see what
I don't
happens, right?
like
Because
Camille Galio, to be honest.
yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because it's the Camille person, right? He isolates one person, and then Galio going in is just they're going to get one person, right? And if they had someone who gets resets like a Katrina, the Darius or the Tristana, it would be good. But I think it's just going to be all wasted on one person, right? And Braum is obviously going to disengage anyone who jumps in, like it happened
Okay,
last.
okay. Spectator, please focus on Fiora versus Akali because you have to watch this matchup. It's a very, very advantageous matchup in the early game for the Fiora if she plays it well. However, Akali, once she gets level 5, will have priority as well. So my eyes will be on that Banlane matchup, honestly. Kisley with that very, very cute Fizz skin. The puppy Fizz that we'll be playing with. Yeah, but Vayne Lulu scaling, Blizzard on the Galio, Camille Galio. Oof! They want to team fight this, right? And they are stronger in team fights. They are absolutely stronger in team fights. Again, you can see some levels of skirmishing happening because Braum is level 1 strong. But Stark, take it away for casting this game. Like, how do you envision this game happening? Because I feel as if, AOT just
Had a good
bamboozled
draft.
us with this composition.
Yeah, they have a good draft, right? But they have good disengage as well from NTR. They have the Gragas to stun anyone who walks in. They have the Fizz also there to just jump away and avoid any damage, right? And they have the Braum obviously for the very good disengage. They're really going to be scaling well into the late game. But the Akali is the pick, the Fizz is the pick to see, and will they be able to get strong enough to assassinate anyone in the opposite team into the late game because they have disengage on both the sides, right?
Yeah, you can
I
see
think
the priorities already, right? Level
Yeah.
1 priority, Galio is pushing like a madman The Fizz is reserved to a tower. In the early game also, not a lot of poke coming out from Fiora at all, honestly. So Akali is having a very good time and also getting a push priority, which is not bad, honestly. But yeah, there you go. That's the kind of procs you want to see, right? Well played there by Shenix. That one grass proc instantly makes him win the trade. And again, we should be in for a very great game. Shenix trying to freeze. Managed to somewhat get a freeze wave for himself. I mean,
Okay.
it's good because he gets a wave to his side. Not
But there's going to
exactly
be
a
a
freeze.
skirmish, right? It's going to be a skirmish at the
Yeah.
Army Scuttle, so he should not be freezing right now, to be honest. But with the Galio, I think they're going to be winning this. Okay, AOT gets the gets the push. Shanix Galio being pushed off, but it doesn't matter. And now Gragas is looking to get the bot side Scuttle, which is at full HP. So a trade of the Scuttles coming in. Camille gets the Batman Scuttle while the Gragas gets the bottling Scuttle. Looking in for an aggressive invade with the Brom here. Vayne looking to recall under tower. Lulu knows there's a fight going in. It's a trade of the blue buffs, right? They're going 1-for-1 on the blue buffs, sir. And they traded.
Yeah. They will look to trade. So in this game, I think Antiara finally understood AOT's early game. And I think AOT also have realized there's no need to unnecessarily skirmish. And they've just like playing a little bit safer than they would have. Usually by this time you see 1 or 2 kills. But because they've played 3 games with each other, right? Now they understand each other's rotations to a point where they're just looking to trade instead of fight. And I feel like this is good for anti-RR in the early game at least because they generally lose some of these trades. Now that they're going even, it's very good for them. Crowley is looking for a bit of an invade, an ult on the top side. Stark, do you think he can get this?
Looking to extend a little bit, going in with the hook shot. He has the Fiora knows it with the ward, right? There's a ward right in the bush. He sees the meal coming and he's just going to safely back off. He has the honey fruit for safety as well. So realize that the thing KL has gone in for a cheater recall it or whatever you call it. He's come back with the vampire temper because he's going to be much more dominant in lane now. While the Israel is backing now with 2000 gold, he's still not back, right? So it's definitely Vayne is going to get this priority.
Oh, look at this. Now it's Camille with the one who's going to help his jungler out with his banner out. But it does look like both junglers are wasting the time because both these champions are quite mobile and I don't think any of them are going to fall to a gank. Let's wait and watch. But a very close early game coming out. No, very even early game, not close, very even early game coming out for both the teams. Just looking to farm. And we might be in for a very slow game, Stark, because, anti-RR cannot afford to make mistakes. And AOT just wants to end this game and not take it to a game 5.
Exactly, they're playing safe, they're playing with hearts out on the line, and now they are recalling. I think the dominance will be there in the late game from AOT because just Vayne is just too much of a scaling pick there, right? Though Akali won't matter much in the late game, I think unless he's fed, right? I think dominance will be from the Vayne side, and the Galio may be able to neutralize the Fizz pick there. So let's see. The more the game draws on, it moves towards the favor of AOT.
Absolutely. You can see the goal leader again being even Stevens at this point, and Fiora will look to just get her trades off as well. This will come down to an objective fight, but the moment we call about an objective fight, we have Camille Galio. The AOT are be like, you know what guys, come please fight us, right? We would love for you to try to kill us if you can because we have Camille Galio and we will definitely kill one of your people on this call. And Akali is a lot faster.
On the next screen, the steal comes in from Kamil. He's got the Dragon Wheels of the Cloud Dragon. The Galio ult is blocking in, but the only person there is they have a fight. The disengage comes in from the Dragon. Wave is getting targeted down. The Fizz goes in. The Ezreal has the team of the Fizz trying to get in, but he doesn't get the kill. The Akali is in the backline. He gets the first blood, and the Akali is trying to lock in the Braum. The fight going in favor of anti-RR. To be honest, they have the 3 kills there, but they get back. Okay, Fiora is there in return.
Yeah, and at this point, the Galio ult got cancelled. And that means that...
It's still going on. The Gragas is being targeted, but he's escaped. Sorry to interrupt you, Govind.
No, that's fine. Camille with the MVP steal coming out right here gets the first dragon for his team, and the skirmish beyond that. Akali played really well to get the kill, but so did the Fizz who got a kill as well. So, really good tempo from both the teams, and Antiara come out on top because they get 2 kills for themselves and the dragon too. But, the question here is like, can they win this Herald fight?
They're looking definitely from they have the item leads, they have the stun there, but the kill instantly comes in. The Galio taunt is there, the blue kill, the Phoenix is still there. Akali, the Lulu is dead as well, and the last person to be trapped in the pit is the Vayne. Shinex getting a triple kill here, and is just the last person surviving. Kamil, he will he get the quarter kill? The quarter kill coming in for Shinex. He's unstoppable on this Fiora. SN Bin. This is a Chinese Fiora coming in, and now they have the dominance in the mid lane as well. They have the dominance in the Baron lane as well. They're looking to get trade towers on both sides. Very well played from Antiara. They're looking full in from Shinex coming in with us.
This just went from back to worse for AOT right here. 4 kills onto the Fiora right here. Massive victory for Antia. They have 5,000 gold in this early game, and they could make this to a game 5. Right? Anti-Ara in this game just looks so clean, giving Gragas to Camille, the steals, the Fiora from Shinex. You think he can't play that? He just played it out of his mind, gets himself 4 kills. What a beautiful Fiora performance coming out from Shinex, completely bamboozling AOT and the viewers here who are watching this game thinking, oh, this could just be an AOT victory right here. Now it's looking extremely hard for AOT to come back. The Galio, yes, it's a great comp, but you know, when you don't play it as well, and you can see that the confidence or the execution just not quite up to par maybe as compared to some of the other champions. And you know, AOT have a very fixer-upper game on their hands. Anti-RR are looking super strong in this game, and they could potentially turn this into a game 5. Holy crap, Anti-RR, kudos to them for playing out of their mind in the series so far.
Yeah, now you see, right, who's going to be able to burst down the Fiora? Nobody on the enemy team is going to be able to do it except the Akali maybe. But Akali is behind it. He has just done the end. Fiora has completed the tripod, and he has the TP as well. Bot lane fight going on. The Lulu ult has gone on. His ult has gone in the Vayne, and he survived. But the turret going in the mid lane, getting a little more gold. Anti-RR. And now they have a
huge
7,000
goal
lead.
7,000 goal lead. Kale could be in trouble as well. Gragas is here as well. They're looking for the dive as well. There's no response from AOT at all. Like, I think they're very slow, and Anti-RR are the one playing the tempo game here. I love to see it, right? They are the ones pushing the advantages, and this is what you want to see from a team who is winning the early game, who has a goalie. They are forcing AOT to play their game. They are forcing AOT to rotate with them rather than AOT being now to make this happen. Crowley could be in trouble. Oh my god, he almost ends up dying. Thankfully stays in the bush to survive some amount of damage for himself, and Fiora on the split will be a happy camper with the amount of damage that she has again. Swifty can still money on her, honestly, if I'm extremely honest with you, but it just depends on how well they're able to outplay each other, and if Shinex can, you know, dodge the second part of Akali's ult. But at this point, right, Shinex, you know, he's in a great spot. He has teleport. Akali also has built teleport, so she can join in the skirmish. But this time, AOT, this dragon fight, I don't think they should take it honestly, Stark, because they're like 6k gold behind.
Exactly, they have lost the mid lane tower, so they have nothing to fall back on. They still have the Ripson which has not been used, but they're getting the scuttle priority here. Krag is getting the red buff as well. Let's see what happens. The Ocean Dragon has been, you know, teased. They're trying to draw it out of the pit, baiting the dragon, to be honest, but
yeah, they're just wasting time. Honestly, they just want to buy time for the dragon to reset, which is very smart of them. And now they can finally start to put some poke out, but the Gragas does have his red buff. The Safe shield is being used right here. They are going to play on that cooldown perhaps. Crowley is looking to start this as well. Stax is going to get some vision control for himself. Never mind, does not even auto-attack the vision cone at this point. And again, they want to fight here, but can they
HP on the Ocean Dragon? The Akali Fizz are being used. The Ezreal ult coming in. Galio ult is being used. Fiora is stuck in the ult, but the Braum ult comes in to disengage. The Vayne is separated from the fight, and the Fizz is going in 1 by 1 on the fight. The Akali gets a kill on the Fizz, but the Camille is on very low HP. Kill coming in. The disengage coming in from the Dragon. The Lulu is stuck separately. Vayne is stuck separately, and the Braum is looking to get the kill on the Lulu. Flash stun, but he escapes with the thing. Meanwhile, the Gragas is looking to lock down the Akali. Akali is stuck in her smoke screen. The Ezreal is there. The Braum is there. They're looking to get the kill. The tower is there for her escape, but the Fiora is back. They're just going to lock down. They're going to go for the Ocean Dragon. Again, 1 kill comes in, but 2 more go for Antiara. Fiora is back in the fight. She has the TP. The Ocean Dragon is a 2000 XP. It's going to get smited, and they're going to get the dragon as well. Anti-RR is a very, very clutch game. 2 for 1.
Fiora so clutch right here. He gets the kill onto the Vayne as well, making sure that there is no carry threat at all from AOT after that fight. Stock. This is so good from Anti-RR. This Fiora comes out of nowhere. You think this guy doesn't know how to play it? He does know how to play it. He's playing it like a beast in this game. Kislev playing feels like a beast this game. Anti-RR looking like a beast this game. Stark, I mean, this is just unprecedented coming out from Anti-RR. And these games have just gotten so much exciting for both of these teams. And you think, Stark, with the kind of goal lead that they have amassed for themselves, there's no way they end up giving this away. Though the last fight was very close. 50 honestly playing extremely well on the Akali, managing to get a kill onto himself, but 50 again could be in trouble.
Fight going on in the Akali. Akali used to use the R to escape the redemption coming in. The Gragas has very much, but he gets stunned by the Braum and he escapes to safety, but he dies in the end. The Gragas is dead, but the double kill coming on Fizz. Lulu escaping on very low HP. The Ezreal misses by a sliver, and the Lulu is escaping again with very low HP here. Noxy surviving, but 2 kills going on again. It was 9 for 2, now 11 for 3, and they get the bot lane tower as well.
Look at the score of the Vayne, 0, 4 and 3. She is 5,600 gold to 9,000 gold and 9,500 gold of the Fiora and the Fizz. There is no way in the world this Vayne can do anything in this game right now. She has to wait. She has to wait till she gets 3 to 4 items. AOT have to play the game of turtle. Can they play the game of turtle is the question you have to ask. Turtling means like just stalling it out till your champions get to a point where they get their items. Just farm, don't fight. They can't win unless they turtle right now. They have to slow the game, stabilize it down. Otherwise, if they fight at a 7k gold deficit with a fed Fiora and a fed Fizz, they're looking at their death start.
Yep. Even though Vayne is scaling, right, Fiora is the melee opponent to this Vayne, and if both of them fight with the lead he has the Death's Dance complete, he has the Triforce complete, he's going to be just able to 1v1 here, the Vayne as well. So they're looking to get a little bit priority around the Baron here, and the stun lands in on the, okay, Camille is getting stunned down, lockdown, and Rampage for Kislev, 5-1-1 on this Fizz, Dilip's Death Cap completed. Fight going on, meanwhile in the bot lane, Fiora is getting by 3
this is free Baron.
So good.
Yeah, this could be free Baron. Start.
Yep, the Baron has been started. They're going to be melting with the Sunfire, the Fizz damage with the W as well. Akali tries to go in instantly, exhausted. The Baron has been popped. He goes in with the R2. He gets the kill on the Ezreal. Now AOT is back to the fight. The Braum is trying to stun them back in return. The Akali goes back in. He's 50 playing like a beast. Braum is trying to shield him through it all. Fiora is escaping, but the kill goes in on the Akali. The Fizz is back in the fight. He gets the kill. The Galio is dead, but the Fiora, a massive shutdown going in for Eternal on the Vayne. He gets the Fiora, and now they're looking into complete the fight here. He's getting stunned down, he's getting locked down. The Vayne is very low. He gets stunned and he's dead with the Gragas. Camille is looking back to get a fight here. Looking to ult the Gragas. He has the disengage from the Gragas. The Camille is almost cancelled. The Fiora, Fizz ult is so long. The fight has gone on. He's got his ult back in fight. Ezreal coming back. The Lulu is surviving, but the killing spree. The ace coming in from Anti-RR. Well, it was such a very long fight. But eventually, it all goes back to Anti-RR, and they're really with the Baron.
Crowley did not have to fight there. All Crowley had to do was stall and reset. He wanted to go after the kill onto the Gragas. Gragas with a beautiful cast was able to disengage, and again, part 2 comes.
Yep, the Baron fight is still going on. This is going on for the past 1.5 minutes. The Galio is there, the Clutch is there, the Akali is getting the kill. The Fiora escapes on very low speed. The Leandry might be able to take him down, but Akali able to get the kill and disengage from the Baron.
Dude, Swifty is such a freaking god, dude. Swifty has kept them in this game. Otherwise, this game was gone. Like, every time they make a mistake, Swifty is the one to clean up after the shit, dude. Holy crap. Like, this guy is so good, right? Give him any champion you can and he will show that he's worthwhile. But it's really on to AOT now.
Barreling down on the Mountain Dragon, 1900 HP. The kill comes, the kill is there. The smite is there, and Crowley gets the dragon. It's 17-6 with a 7,000 gold, and this Akali has been so clutch in disengaging from the Baron twice, right, at this point? So,
absolutely. I mean, both the Barons are playing on their mind this game. Or Shinex with beautiful kills, and like, if this was not for Swifty right here, this game would have been long over, right? Here's Akali interrupt at the first Baron, and another Akali interrupt for the second Baron. This is the reason Anti-RR don't have Baron so far. And I dare say Crowley has been going too aggressive for no reason here. He's dying every time he's going aggressive. He has a very bad score of 0-4 to this game, and honestly, not looking good. Like, Kale needs time to scale. They need to play safe. They need to stall for a bit, right? Taking every skirmish at this point when they're 8-7k goal behind is not the way to come back in this game, right? And this is where I feel Anti-Yara's stylistic play, sorry, AOT stylistic play of just going and skirmishing every time is going to come to bite them back in the ass, because unless they stall, unless this win gets at least 3 items, you don't look to fight.
Yep. It's all the fear. I mean, Wayne is yet to scale. Like, she's completed 2 items, but she needs the third one because she's 1, 5, and 3. The Ezreal mints have been missed, but the fight going on in the fight. Baron lane, the Fizz getting locked down. The ult coming in on the kill. He's getting a kill. The ult comes in, and the Wayne is again dead. The scaling is no longer there for the next 1.5 minutes, and. Yep, he's neutralized. The Fizz goes. Look at the damage on the Lulu, to be honest. He's just melting him down so fast, right? The Akali's not there, and the Ignite is there. The Liantis is there to take down. They eliminate the bot lane of AOT, and they're looking to get the Baron now.
How does the win get Fizz ulted after everything that happens? That is such a bad positioning from Kale right here. Not having a great game so far at all, and this time Anti-Yara don't want to do Baron. They just want to get the free towers.
Look, they have the wave here, right? They have the dominance. They have anybody who goes in will be able to get targeted. This Fiora is just pushing wave after wave in the bad lane, and she's definitely going to be winning the 1v1. But the fight is going on in the mid lane tier 2. Akali trying to engage, but they're able to disengage out to safety, get out of falls, and more gold in the pocket of Anti-Yara. They are 10,000 gold ahead. They have 2 dragons. They have 5 towers to do, and they're looking to secure this game. The next Baron fight or the Elder fight is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, right? They have 4 Zhonyas to deal with the Vayne, to deal with the Fizz ult, right? The problem is that you just can't get Fizz. Vayne should never get Fizz ulted if there is a frontline counter, right? The fact that she did is a huge mistake, right? It just gives more and more time for Fizz to get unbelievably strong. He's 3 items: Lich Bane, Infinity Orb, and Rabadons. He's going to one-shot anybody who hits him in the face right now. It doesn't even need his ult anymore. One single Q and W, his first and second ability, will be enough to kill anybody. And this is looking so bad at this point for AOT, and amazingly well played by Anti-Yara for capitalizing so well. At this point, they are looking extremely set to take this into a game 5. Dare say, could this be their series? We have to wait and watch how this game materializes, because we are 80% of the game. They want to go aggressive again for some reason, but decide not
lands
to.
on the Grom, but it's the shield. The Fizz ult is landing on the Galio, but it's the magic damage. Resist a kill goes in on the Ezreal. The AD gets the kill. Exhaust landing in. The Lulu is at 1 HP. Kill goes in on the Ezreal. The one more kill. The Fizz is going in again. He has his only to escape, but the Vayne is trapped in the pit. I'm not. Ability is not for you. It's for me. And the kill goes in on the Akali as well. Akali trying to kill, but the Ezreal gets a triple kill here. Fizz gets a single kill, and at this point, Fiora is just split pushing in the side lane. He gets a kill against Camille. What is Camille doing? Is Crowley given up? He's
It's
just
over. This game is over at this point. 30-second dead times are happening. This game is over. It is over because of the fact that, you know, early game skirmishes, 4 kills onto the Fiora, the Fizz leaving it unchecked, completely demolishing. And AOT, we are going to a game 5-star. Anti-Yara are pushing AOT to the limit right here.
Holy shit, it was such a good game from Anti-Yara. The Fizz, the Ezreal, it's the Seth. It was just the Shinx dominance all the way in the early game, right? And he translated that by rotating every single lane and getting the towers, putting the pressure off. And this Vayne never got to scale at all. He's 1-7, the Crowley 0-5. It was more of a storm than game 3. And it's a very exciting series. It's definitely looking to game 5. And we're looking to see who gets the Gragas left open.
This comp on the right side was still a great comp. They screwed up execution in the first Dragon fight, and then just took bad skirmishes left, right, and center. Seth, everyone anti-RR, they are playing to win. What a beautiful form. Look at the damage charts as well, right? So much damage coming out from Devesh as well. Underrated in this game as well. Camille getting Gragas, super comfort pick, steals the dragon, disengages so well. His Gragas is a treat to watch, and Kislev being the carry as well. Shinx playing an out of his mind Fiora, Seth, tanking for his team. AOT got stomped game 4. Make no mistake, they got stomped game 4.
Hard stomp. He never got to scale at all. 50 playing out of his mind to clutch back the Baron fights, but in the end, it was just too much for them to handle. And the Fizz, the Fizz game in the late. Early game Shinix, late game Fizz, and the engages and damage from the Ezreal and the Gragas was just too good.
Yeah,
Quadra kill for
absolutely.
Shinix, just too good. It was the first time we've seen such a good quadra kill in Conquerors League, right? That too on
Well,
the Baron lane.
yeah. I mean, it's a great pickup. That early game was so important, right? As we head into game three, guys. Oh my lord,
Wow.
my lord, my lord. I don't know what's going to happen in game 5 because at this point, NTR have proven that they can stomp AOT just as well as AOT can stomp them, right? And at this point, like, just we don't know what's happening, Stark. Like, I am left a bit flabbergasted here because I thought that AOT could clean up, but anti-RR, my lord, this team does not give up. What a beautiful, beautiful team, man. Like they have been one of the top teams for the last 5 to 6 months. These are the kind of players who played together almost always. And every darn time, right? When you just count them out, they always find a way to come back. And that's just so good, right? And game 5, we are getting here. The draft was good, the execution wasn't. AOT need to go back to what they are comfortable with. They need to stop getting fizzled. Kisle has shown that he can carry on more than just the RE, right? And you give away Gragas to Camille, it's just poof. I don't know.
Exactly
I don't know
right.
what's happening. It's
Hey,
like
it's a
somebody play
point of
Silver
time.
Scrapes, boys. This is like game
Exactly.
5. Baba, play this YouTube audio called Silver Scrapes. We have to play it. It's tradition in League of Legends that anytime a game goes to game 5,
Exactly.
we play Silver Scrapes in the background. I want us to play that. And we need to hype this up because AOT could be on the verge of losing their first ever best of 5 series for the last 5
It's
months.
game 5. It's the first time AOT has been put through this since the circuit started, and it let us see whether they're going to be able to break down the Titan that is AOT. And super good. Let's see what. Okay, this is just too good. Oh my god. The bans have started. It's going to be the Pantheon ban first, Tsunami ban,
It's a
Legion
Leeson
ban.
ban. It's a
Yeah,
Leeson ban coming out
Pantheon.
right here. Oh my lord. Oof, I'm hyped, bro. Game 5. This. How many of you would have predicted this game would go on to a game 5? I certainly did not, but anti-RR ban. Beautiful. Shinex's addition to the roster has made this team even stronger.
Exactly. Why did you kill the Fiora, dude? Misty, what did you feel being a
I was
Fiora
like
god?
excited. I'm like, you can get this kill, 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 right? I know for a fact that they could do it, right? Now it's game 5. This is where all the pressure comes to you guys. Can you make it happen? Is the question we have to ask. And I just cannot hold my hype anymore. I am waiting for the bans to happen. Pantheon ban, Leeson ban, Nami ban coming out right here. Brom's up. A lot of great champions are up. Corki is up as well.
Yes, the Gurgus pick is there. Let's see if they ban. I think they should definitely ban the Dragon.
Interestingly enough, Blue Side has won all their 4 games so far.
Blue side dominance, rig, game rig, guy.
Tells me very interesting things like first pick priority is definitely winning out better than last pick priority, it tells me. Or maybe teams are just not used to playing around last pick that well because getting that is gonna be insane. And
Yep,
I
yep.
cannot wait for game 5 because oh my lord, we are in for a series, ladies and gentlemen. Pantheon, Lee Sin, Nami waiting for anti-R to ban their 4th pick. Who do you think will win game 5, guys? Anti-RR have pushed AOT to a point where they have never been pushed yet. They are in a game 5. They've never gotten so close in a series. They've never been so close to losing up until this point right here. Anti-RR could be one of the first teams to break open the shackles and claim their conquerorship in this Conqueror series of the Wild Rift India circuit.
Yep, definitely. I think AOT is regretting choosing anti-RR now to fight against. Look, they have pushed them to game 5. Crowley being destroyed in game 2, game 4, and game 3 also he didn't have such a stellar performance. And Zinzao Band coming in as well.
I'll be very honest, right? I feel the captain needs to prove by example in this game, right? Because some of the games, the skirmishing was too aggressive. I feel like maybe they're doing it right, maybe they aren't. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Zinzao and Dragons are the final 2 bands coming out. The bands are Pantheon, Leeson, Nami, Corki, Zinzao, Gragas. And Brom is open. A lot of prio picks are open as well. The Hari is
Orky is
open.
banned, right? So Brom definitely open to be
Lulu
taken.
open. Lulu open as well.
Yeah, but Lulu was open in the game against Brom also, but Brom still won that game, right? So
Okay.
I have to wait and see what happens. I don't know what is gonna get picked when. I think the Ari. I mean, there's just so many different drafts that AOT can go, but what is their best draft? What is their best pick? You know, do they go Singed again? Do they go Ari mid? Do they go Lee Sin jungle? Lee Sin's up. Lee Sin's up. No, Lee Sin's not up. Never mind.
We're not going to give that. Let's see. Let's see what happens. This game,
Boys, we may be in for an upset today. Can anti-RR make the upset happen? But you know what? Even if they win or lose, they have won our hearts for sure this game, right? Beautiful, beautiful gameplay coming out. And what a force to be like. And this team is insane.
I think the entire chat is now want to happen. The anti-era to beat AOT, even though they're biggest supporters of AOT. I think it's just the hype of the upset which is just too good now. Let's see what happens. Anti-RR is on the red side. They traditionally, like Bishi said, the person who gets the win, gets the pick. See
So
what
far,
happens.
100% win at blue side, man. That's just telling us something new.
Oh, and guys, we're back to Eminem for the last game of play-by-play. Eminem, Bishi and Eminem. I don't
Oh
know.
lord, dude, I'm sorry for last game also. I just get carried away with my casting ideas.
No.
But like, oh my god, anti-RR guys, what a comeback story, right? Game 1 they lost, game 2 they won, game 3 they lost, game 4 they stomped, and we're heading into game 5 and AOT have been pushed to the brink in this game as we look to get started. The draft has started. We are in the draft.